good.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
it's
just
Okay.
notification now.
So
Oh my god.
I can't even do the intro properly. Welcome back to Diced Coffee, and where we do not talk about furry frogs.
Can we not?
We
Um,
absolutely do not talk about Joe's furry frog.
Can we not talk about my
we-
dog?
We're
Oh, we're talking
back
about the
with
dog?
the latest episode.
He's a transvestite, Joe's furry frog,
our-
and the dog.
We're back with the latest episode of our level 20 campaign Dragonsgrave with these 4 players.
Fine.
Fine, not sketchy at all people. And a
Decent
furry
human
frog,
beings.
apparently. So, jumping right
Yeah.
into this week's episode after a week
Jay,
break.
stop showing your frog. Let the DM do his intro. Stop showing your frog to the internet. Jay.
I'm gonna kill you.
I don't know if I can do this anymore. Okay. Let's see.
Sorry, DM. I'm trying to maintain order.
Last week, 2 weeks ago, because we took a week break, Maege has developed an alliance with, a seemingly fruitful alliance with 2 of the barons in Azram. And upon discussing it with some of them, you realized that Azram is currently being plagued by what has come to be known as shifters. These sort of spectral entities that are residues of left behind magical powers. These shifters are often drawn to more powerful sources of magic, in which initially you had thought this was going into Baron Drogus' territory, but upon talking to him, you had further realized that it was going north of his territory, and the location in which or at least these 3 barons were pointing to, seems to triangulate to a certain part about 30 minutes to an hour away from Baron Drogus' castle. Furthermore, I believe it was Tanya and Ida who had discovered this strange, very much closer and mystically created entrance to the caverns below, if it in fact leads into the same caverns. And Mage, through some political negotiations, has managed to convince Baron Drogus to use his men as guinea pigs, would be an accurate term, in order
Skills.
to search
Skills.
in order to search the caverns for her, without risking her already limited men.
Not
And-
for me. For the kingdom.
For the kingdom. And upon returning home from a long day of fruitful negotiations, you discovered that one of your own men seems to have been afflicted by the same thing that you had seen in Baron Drogus' castle, this strange, near undead status that is not normal in this part of the world. So, you had all gone to sleep with a certain level of unease, with Maege receiving a dire warning from an eldritch being about what she faces next. So, upon taking your rests for the evening, going to bed, we won't actually pick up on the next morning. We're picking up in the middle of the night, while everyone is sound asleep. Now, which one of you had the passive perception 29 again? Tanya, in the middle of the night,
Someone's gonna die.
I'm so done with this.
where the only thing that is normally heard are the sounds of the strong winds and the snow and the cold blowing. Sounds of crows cawing and some winter wolves out on the hunt. You hear something different. Being born and raised in this area, you have grown accustomed to the natural sounds that occur, and you have adapted, but you're also aware when things are not as they should be. There is the sound of, I think, swords clashing. Not close enough to be within the kingdom's walls, but they echo through the cold night. Possibly just outside the walls.
I'm gonna grab my bow. Then I'm gonna go to a vantage point, the highest point of the tower. See if I can locate where it is.
You head to the
Maybe I'm
vantage
going
point.
to alert Lucas.
Alright. He will awaken. Just kind of, without any complaints, nods at you, takes his things, just puts on whatever rag armor he can find. Not enough time to put on his full armor, and you two take various vantage points to where you believe the sound is coming from. On climbing that tower, the highest tower would be the one with the dragon's skull. There are some windows before the top of it that you can peer out from an archer's point of view. You find there are two figures currently enshrouded in shadow, likely from the fog and the lack of light combined, that seem to be having a duel just outside the walls. That is in and of itself is a strange occurrence. However, what's even stranger is that you have guards on the walls who are assigned to watch out for these sort of things, who are supposed to be patrolling the walls currently. They are all standing still at the wall, looking at this sight without movement.
I'm gonna walk up to the nearest one and say, "Hey, don't you see that?" I'm hiding my bow, by the way. They can't see my bow.
He does not respond.
Hello? I'm gonna kick him on the shin. Behind the boat to make him lose balance.
He shifts. He stands back up.
Do I see Lucas?
You do. He's on a different tower.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
call his attention by drawing an arrow. One of my arrows.
You're gonna fire an arrow next to him?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, he looks at you. Takes the arrow.
I'm gonna point at the guard. Then I'm gonna smack him on the head.
He just stands there.
Yeah,
Lucas
I'm doing
just-
this gesture.
You shot a normal arrow, yes?
Mhm.
He kind of gestures to the arrow. To his shoulder.
I'm gonna grab one.
Same guard you've been attacking. He shoots to the shoulder. Well, he's bleeding now. He starts climbing down the tower.
Yeah, I'm just gonna gesture. Keep an eye out. I'm gonna go report.
Okay. Who do you go to?
What do I see in the two? I can't see faces. I can't see anything. Just they're dueling. That's it.
Even on the closer vantage point from the top of the wall, they're obscured by the fog and the darkness. So you see kind of silhouettes, and you can hear the sound of swords clashing.
I'm gonna tell Luke. Actually, no, I'm just gonna tell him to keep an eye out. I'm gonna go to Tristan.
Okay. Lord Commander's room, closer to the barracks of Dragonsgrave, where you knock. Tristan.
I'm not knocking. I'm just gonna.
Oh, okay.
Actually, yeah. Tristan. I'm gonna aggressively.
Tristan, there's a loud banging on your door.
I'm gonna lockpick it. It's taking too long.
Who's there?
Tanya, open your door. Something weird is happening outside.
Yeah. Okay.
Your-
What is it?
Your guards are frozen and there's someone fighting outside. Are you awake? I'm gonna punch you.
I'm awake. I'm awake. Show me where. Show me where. I'm grabbing my
Yeah.
sword.
Come on. I'm gonna reckon him over.
Lucas has taken the initiative to kind of take the arrow out of the guard that he shot and try to take off his armor to repair the wound. So when you kind of look, he's basically stitching the wound and the guard isn't moving. And he just looks at you.
Where's the fighting that you sent?
Pointing.
You look up the
Can they
wall
see it?
and you can start as you climb up the wall from the military barracks. You start to hear the swords clashing. When Tanya points out, you can see the silhouettes of two people fighting.
Oh. Taking a look at other guards, if they're still are
All the
frozen.
guards that are on the shift are just standing still. They're not completely
I wake
frozen
up
like
Mage,
statues. They
Anita?
are moving around when you move them, but they just kind of move back into position.
Now, I'm looking at the guard, and the first thing
Can I
that
wake up
comes in,
Mage?
wake up Mage, and next time, I mean,
Ada? Yeah.
first thing that comes into your mind is shoot the guard. Please don't. You can just shake them if they.
I did try. I did everything. I smacked him around. I kicked him on the shin. Lucas said that waking them up might cause damage. And
Yeah.
anyway, I took a report.
Pointed to
Gonna-
Lucas. I'm gonna find Jonas.
Okay. Jonas is asleep, but sorry, it's not his shift at the moment. But you can
Okay.
knock on his door. He will open. Said, Lord, Lord Commander.
Yeah, I think
What-
there's some problems. All of the men in the ship are somewhat frozen. And
Frozen?
there's some. Yeah.
Uh.
Doesn't move.
Hold on. He just takes his sword, puts on gloves, doesn't have time to put on armor. He moves outside.
And it's. And the weird thing is, there's. Looks like some of the specters are battling outside the wall. And you're Clankson.
Yes, I can.
Can you. Yeah.
Should
Take a
we-
look if.
Should we inspect?
Yeah. Get some men to inspect it.
I suppose some awake men then. I shall find some.
Yeah.
Shall find a pair.
And find some way to keep the frozen men safe. At the moment, they're so vulnerable from arrows.
I'll
What I
awaken.
see.
I'll awaken some gods. Tanya, you headed off.
Mhm.
Okay. You
I'm
are
gonna go
outside
to Mage
Mage's
first.
door. Yep. I'm assuming you don't knock.
Mage.
Oh, you do
No,
knock.
I'm good. I mean, I'm assuming that it's locked, so. Middle of the night and all.
Mage, middle of the night, as you are.
What time is it? Middle of the night, right?
Yeah, like 1 a.m. ish when you groggily wake up to look at your large clock. About 1 a.m.
Mage,
By
something's
the
happening
clock.
outside. Hurry up.
I'm just gonna roll out of bed like, what time is it? My skin! You can't do this to my skin. What is
Mage!
it?
I'm gonna grab her face and say, our people are frozen outside. There are two people fighting outside. One of the men got shot in an arrow. I'm not taking responsibility, neither is Lucas, but you really need to check it out. I'm gonna
Shot
wake
who
up,
with an
Ada. Nothing! Just go check it out. People are frozen. Then I'm gonna go to
Right.
Ada's room.
Right, I'm gonna put on my coat.
Put on a
Get going.
robe or coat and a cloak for the
Yeah.
winter. You leave. Ada, there's a violent knock on your door.
Ada! Wake up.
You don't wake up? Ada
I'm gonna
does
go to
not
the
wake
ceiling.
up.
I'm assuming that I know that she's a heavy sleeper, so I'm gonna climb up the ceiling and barge in from there.
Not a
Hold
team
on. What do you mean
player.
climb up from the ceiling? You're in the
No,
hallway.
my passageway. My
Oh,
passageway.
okay. The passageways don't lead into people's rooms. That's creepy.
I thought I have access to all rooms in the house.
Yeah, not the private rooms.
And I'm lockpicking the rooms then.
Make a dexterity with your proficiency. I don't believe you picked
Okay.
expertise in thieves' tools, so
I do.
in thieves' tools, you picked proficiency
picked it.
expertise.
Equipment. Doesn't it come with my background?
No, you have proficiency, but you didn't pick expertise.
Oh yeah,
It's just
proficiency.
proficiency.
No. I'm just proficiency. Okay, I'm gonna roll it.
I think it's a bad thing to be
Aw.
proficient. Look at this spoiled rogues.
Dexterity 9 plus proficiency 9 plus 6. 15. I'm gonna kick it open. God damn it, Rita! I'm gonna stomp inside the room.
Either do you wake up?
Wake up!
Okay, now you wake up.
Oh fuck! And then I'm going to hide her odd wooden
Oh,
rod under
it's
her.
1 a.m. Rita! Why? I'm gonna pretend that I didn't see that. I'm just gonna say, wake up, our people are frozen outside.
Give her a minute.
I'm fine, I'm sorry. I'm gonna wear my hood and then just bolt out after that.
Even I am embarrassed just hearing this.
This is why. This is
This
why you
is
don't
why
pick people's rooms.
She wasn't responding and this is an emergency, alright? I am so sorry. I didn't need to know that. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say that while I'm running away.
Get out!
Then like the Pornhub drum roll, like the Pornhub drum beat just plays.
Tudung! Ay, that's
That's
Netflix.
Netflix. But
Netflix.
so, as you all eventually awaken and gather around, Jonas has taken 2 men and woken up another 5 to kind of attend to the people who are frozen. Jonas has already left to see what's going on. What do the rest of you do as you've awakened and experienced all of this?
I'm also gonna ask one of the guards to take a look at the one who is infected last time. What's happening? And report back.
One of them will come back to you and say, Lord Commander, he's still in his prison cell.
Okay.
Still
Okay,
chained.
that's good. Using divine sense. Gonna kneel down and try to
Circling
sense
around
anything.
while divine sense is open. There's no undead presence. Well, aside from the guy in the cell. He now registers to you as an undead.
No celestial or fiend also, right?
No.
Yeah, sure. What does the specter is not undead, they're just pure magic residue.
They are
Residue.
residues of magic that have manifested into a spectral form, but they're not necessarily undead.
So at least I'm gonna say, I mean meta level. At least we're sure that those are specters that are fighting, not undeads or something like.
You know if they're not undead, you don't know if they're specters.
Okay. So what I'm gonna say, at least we're sure that they are not undeads, fiends, or
Sorry, it's worth noting that your 60 feet range within the castle does not reach that group. They're more than 60 feet away from the walls.
Oh. Then I'll join Jonas. I mean, whatever guys who are expecting it.
Okay. All of you move outside, leave, check out what's going on. On the horse, it'll take about 5 minutes on the horse. So what do the rest of you do as you've finally awakened?
Mage orders?
Oh man. Where's Lord Bane?
Has not been awakened. Would you ask for him to be awakened?
I suppose we let the boomer sleep, don't we?
Okay, yeah.
Wait, so Nigel, just recap DM. We have staff and like are just going insane, is that it?
No, they're
Like
just
mages.
frozen. They're just kind of standing in place. The guards and anyone who was awake for that time are just standing in place, and no matter what you do to them, they move.
Like completely frozen. As in like they've been like they're in state, like frozen out of time. Shit like that.
Not necessarily, because they can still be moved. They're just not responding to stimulus. They're not doing
Catatonic.
anything. They're just standing there.
Detect magic.
Oh, absolutely. Your entire place is surrounded by an enchantment. You can, with detect magic, you can tell what the
So-
school is. Your entire, all your soldiers, the people who were up at that time, and the entire castle grounds, from what you can tell, circling around, is surrounded with some form of enchantment magic.
Emi Rosana. And Celeste.
that would be Ida's job. Ida,
Yeah.
you need to awaken the cleric and the mage.
Spellcasters, assemble!
They don't sleep though. They told
Yeah.
us that they're not sleeping.
They're always
Rosanna.
high on dragon dust.
So Ida, who do you go
Oh,
to
yeah,
first?
Celeste.
Knocking on her door. When you open, she is on her desk writing. Lady
I
Ida, rather
bother you,
late.
but need your help.
Can you move closer to the
Go.
mic?
I need your help. Something happened outside our castle, and we don't know how it happened.
Uh,
They were all catatonic.
Yes. All right. I just kind of uses some magic and dresses herself. She moves out with her staff. Show me, Lady Ida.
Guide her first.
Okay. Sorry?
I'm going to show her the area.
Okay. He just looks around. The first person you see, Maege, is Celeste, the cleric. Moves around. This is... I have a strange... Kind of pokes her staff at one of the guards' head. While Ida awakens Rosanna,
What do you make of it, Celeste?
he looks... Powerful enchantments between I and Rosanna, and we should be able to dispel it. But we can either do that or we can try tracing it first, which will take a little bit longer.
We'll trace it first, yes. Are there any squires nearby?
Yeah, the ones that are still awake for the nights.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Wake
no.
up Lord
You'd
Bane.
have to wake up a different squire, but it's fine.
Can you identify the spell
Fun.
first? I am curious.
Yes, we can trace it to its origin and see what is going on, but it doesn't seem like a spell that I recognize. Tanya can wake up Bane. While this is happening in the castle, Tristan, you have arrived with Jonas and the others to the outside. So as soon as you get past this fog and see the specters or whatever is fighting, you move in front and you find translucent spirit-like figures having a sword duel.
Okay.
One of them looks oddly familiar to you in terms of the armor being worn, the sword being carried, and just the general stance. And as you kind of get closer and take a look from a safer distance, one of those specters is your father. Much younger visage of your father. And he's having a very heated, and from what you can tell based on the image that this sort of visage gives you, very bloody fight at the moment.
Do I recognize the enemy?
Make me a perception check. That's gonna be a little harder for you.
That's good. 19.
19. You look at the moment. The enemy's face and everything about them is sort of obscured in shadow, but you take a closer look, and as you move closer, you realize these specters aren't paying attention to you. It's almost like they're playing out a play or something, that they don't even see you as you break some twigs or make mistakes as you step forward. So you feel a little safer going through. The fight is seemingly between your father and a person you recognize as Phineas Spike. This is the right hand to the Guildmaster, to the Guild of Shadows. this fight has gone. Oddly enough, the Guild of Shadows were not known for expert combatants.
Can I see Jonas there? Because supposed to be Jonas would have been part of
Yeah, you
this if
guys
he
are.
had. No, I mean in part of the specters that are fighting. If I remember correctly, he should have been with my
He
father
was.
since the start.
Yeah, he was a soldier with your father, but this looks long before. Sorry, not long before, but this looks like a one-on-one fight. If there
Oh,
are any other participants, they're not being shown to you right now. But it looks like it's
oh,
just the
so
two
it's
of them
just the
having
two
a
of them.
like an actual duel.
I'm gonna approach Jonas. Jonas, do you know any history about my father? And I'm just gonna point
Yes.
so that he can see Indian Spike.
Let's look under the helmet. Yes. Phineas Spike is a. He might be a member of the Guild of Shadows, but Phineas Spike is a warrior. A ruthless, aggressive fighter. He's just a little bit older than your father. I recall this fight. It happened on these grounds, actually. Long before this fortress was built, long before anyone thought to build a fortress in the middle of the frozen mountains. Your father and Phineas had a disagreement. This marks the beginning of your father's political career. He
Hmm.
was told he wanted to make changes to Azram, but he was told that he did not deserve a voice amongst the court, that he would have to prove himself, so he had challenged anyone in the court who would face him. Guildmaster Bolivar did not raise his arms, but Phineas did. The only man considered a worthy challenge to the Guildmaster for the Blade Wardens. They had this duel. If I recall correctly, Phineas yielded before the final blow was struck. Which should be about now. As you see the specters kind of fighting, you see your father gets disarmed, and Phineas goes for a strike with his rapier. Your father grabs the rapier by the side with his hands bleeding and just goes for a throat punch, and then pulls out a dagger and proceeds to stab him through the gut, and then puts the dagger across Phineas's throat, to which he eventually just yields.
How does do you know how does Phineas feel about his loss?
Phineas is not a man of pride. Wins or losses do not matter to him so much as learning from them. If I recall, he had spent the next several decades learning to master his craft to become better, such that it might not happen again. But this did mark the start of your father's career. Well, the beginnings of it. This was a long way up, and Phineas was already the right hand of the Guild of Shadows by this point, despite his young age. The only thing he's better at than fighting is his espionage abilities.
Did at least my father get his respect from Phineas in the Guild of Shadows after this?
Phineas Spike is a hard man to read, Lord Commander, but he just points to the spirits as the father kind of gestures to Phineas to pull him up, and they share one handshake. And then they walk away, and the spirits sort of fade out. That is the most respect I've ever seen between the two of them. Other than that, there was no interaction. It should be worth noting that Phineas Spike was quiet in the vote when all of this happened.
Do I sense anything at the moment?
Oh, sorry. When you
Place after
arrive
it's
there
finished.
with your divine sense, those that was the presence of undead,
Okay.
more along the lines of spirits. But it didn't feel as though it was undead, as in the souls were disturbed. Felt undead, as in they're sort of gathering memories of the dead, if you will, being given some form of life again. It falls under the
Yeah.
spectrum of undead and magic, but it's enough of a sort of spectral field that it becomes detectable by your abilities.
Oh, like memories of the land type of thing, right?
Yes, but it based it off the dead, which is why you were able to kind of sense a bit of undead from it. But it has nothing to do with the spirits of the people, given that Phineas is still alive.
Okay. So after that, I don't feel
Oh.
anything. I don't see anything around.
You don't feel anything with the divine sense, but where the spirits dissipate, you see more shifters. Again, corner of your eyes just kind of leave, back going straight for the castle, back in the same direction as before.
We're supposed to go to tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, I think that's it for this. Let's go back. Are there any fights or plays that have took place around our castle like this, aside from the dragon one?
That would not be a fight I would like to relive. However, within the castle walls, sparring matches between your father and Guildmaster Bolivar, certain unfortunate altercation with certain soldiers that belong to, I'm not entirely sure who, they did not speak. Some altercations with other kingdoms who had tried to use the Iceshard Mountains as a means of travel, but nothing major, nothing this pivotal, if you will.
Okay.
Things that are expected from a fortress of our position.
Okay. I think it's good that we go back now. Check out those lords that we have. Happen to them.
You
Then
travel
report
back.
to Maege.
Ida has awoken Rosanna and Celestine. As they gather around, they start to. What they do is a form of detect magic, except they're trying to make it a little stronger with combined abilities, trying to find whatever the affliction is and maybe find a source. Rosanna is attempting to scry on the source of this enchantment, hopefully with these abilities. It takes about 5 or 10 minutes as they set up, and eventually you see this arcane aura that surrounds your castle begins to gather around Rosanna and Celestine, and start to circle and swivel around them in clockwise motions of almost spirit-like auras that just go around. Celestine, as she gathers magic and starts chanting, her eyes turn white as she begins to scry. In about 5 minutes after that, Baroness, I believe I know what is, or at least what is the source of this magic and how we can. We are able to disable it. It is towards Castle. It's towards Castle Windwake, but not at that castle. It is slightly off course from there. There's a strong presence causing these strange shaded entities maneuvering around. It appears these entities have affected our warriors temporarily and non-threateningly. It'll be a simple thing to dispel this. But the source of it comes from maybe 30 minutes away from the castle itself. Barren lands, open. It is a small, frozen body of water.
Is Lord Bane awake?
Yep, he has come down. This is an occurrence, Baroness. What would you have of me?
It's been a very interesting night, Lord Bane. Send the Raven to Castle Windwake to see if everything is okay there, and kindly inform them that we will be sending a small scouting party through, and if it is alright to make use of their portal.
Of course. Just head straight for the Raven Master. Tanya. Again, passive perception. You hear an odd sound that no one else seems to be responding to.
Hmm?
There is the sound of crying. Like a woman crying somewhere in one of the towers.
Is there anyone near me?
A lot of people.
Oh.
There's around Maege, around Ida, Celestine, the guards, even Lord Bane who's about to walk away. No one seems to be responding to it. No one is reacting to it, but it's there.
Mage?
Uh-huh.
I can hear someone crying.
You
What
hear
is it?
nothing
Around there.
I don't hear anything.
coming from atop of one of the towers.
I'll go check it out. I'll be right back.
Take Lucas with you. Go ahead.
I'm gonna whistle for Lucas.
Mm.
He drops
Mm.
down from the wall. He's a
Like
dog
a horse?
Yeah, like a
dog?
horse. Like a horse in Harvest Zone. Nah,
now.
I'm
He
just gonna...
moves forward.
Yeah.
Master.
Let's go check that. Do you hear it? Crying.
No.
Shit. Let's go. I'm gonna go.
There's a climb up.
Mhm.
Top of the tower. You hear crying from inside of an observation deck where archers would normally position during a time of attack.
Taking my bow out.
Okay.
Do you hear it now?
Oh, Master. Loud in your ears now.
Damn it.
He just takes out his rapier, ready to fight. You open the door. There is a spirit in front of you, ghost-like. However, when you look at Lucas, he's still carefully scouting the room. He doesn't see anything. In front of you, the spirit, oddly enough, is familiar. You move slightly. You see your mother.
Mom,
She's just crying
gonna-
there.
look at her. Big beer.
No response. He doesn't seem to see you. Lucas just looks at you weird but stays on guard. Your mother sort of turns around, speaks, and then says, "What will you do to me? What is to become of me?" You don't hear the other side. You only hear your mother and see her. You would allow me to live after all I've done. Then I owe you my life. I will serve you best I can. Just stands up and she gets dragged out. The position in which she drags out from doesn't match the tower. Like she's just walking through a wall and moving forward, like there was a hallway there.
I'll try to follow as best as I can.
Through a wall. They don't go down the steps.
Do I see a window to
Yeah.
look through?
You look through the, and then it's that sort of shifter-like behavior that you see in the corner of your eye that just flies off. Lucas just kind of points his hand crossbow to where you saw that sort of corner eye More shifters.
I saw my mom.
I apologize, Master. I saw nothing.
Yeah, yeah. But you saw those two fighting outside, right?
Yes, I did.
Now I'll just report this back to Maege.
He just nods, closes the door behind. At some point, the four of you gather back in the courtyard.
Maege. Okay. Anya first.
No, I just saw. I saw my mom.
Ida, please mute. There's an echo. Go on, Tanya.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I kind of saw an image, ghost of my mom back in the tower. Lucas couldn't see it.
Wait. So not the Giliath, as in like changeling mother.
My mom.
Yeah. And I saw her father fighting Yes.
Whatever did happen to your mom, Tanya?
I don't know much. The mistress never really told me everything in detail, but the ghost said that she was forgiven for what she did. And that she's going to serve, I'm guessing, your dad. Or the dad. Father.
Doesn't make any sense. Specters of the dead, and presumably changeling. We don't know where he is now. Has Lord Bane come back?
He has. He just kind of goes to you and says, I have sent the raven to Castle Windwake. I have also sent a raven to Castle Nightwind to Baroness Kiara to see if she is also afflicted by the same strange occurrences. We await a reply.
For now, I want a fresh rotation of guards on station around the keep. Everyone on alert. I need Razana to stay here. Celeste and Ada can go help out and dispel everyone who was on the night watch when this all happened. And Anya, I need you to check on the elves, our guests. Well, are they awake?
I'm assuming they are. I heard that elves only sleep for 4 hours.
We might want to see how they're doing. And then Tristan's back too, right?
Yes.
And then for Tristan, were we doing any mining in the old Changeling Kingdom when this happened? Was anything going on? Did you send anyone out there?
No, we haven't started yet.
Alright, so I suppose then that for you, I will be needing a horse. You will be coming with me.
Yeah, well, I thought the command that you gave earlier is that we're gonna go to Castle Windwake and check the ground zero, I suppose.
We will be, you and I.
Okay.
I need a tank.
Are you sure you're fine going there, just the two of you?
All of you are coming too.
Yeah, I think Ida will be disappointed if she doesn't come, right?
She will come. Yeah, I just need to make sure that everything here is in one piece.
She didn't earlier, thanks to Tanya. She didn't earlier, thanks to Tanya.
She didn't. I mean, he needs to come with.
I'm going to
tomorrow.
go. You don't know that. I'm not a tattle. I'm gonna go check on the elves. I'm gonna go. I'm not a tattletale.
No, we're just saying she will be coming tomorrow with us.
This needs context. I'm just
Guys,
gonna go. I'm gonna run towards the elves.
I need you all to come hard with me. Like, this is an emergency. Like this is an emergency.
Put everything you've got into
This
it.
is weird because we're a family.
Put everything, thank you, DM. Put everything you've
Ida
got
is
into it.
sweating right now. Ida is
Oh,
We
sweating
have
right now.
we have
in
guards
the
who
middle
are
of the
safe in the
night
rock.
with
We have
snow
guards who are safe
everywhere.
in the room. I need you to come
Oh
with
my
me.
god.
It's a matter of extreme urgency.
Yes.
Tanya
I will.
goes to the elves' rooms. As you knock or do you open it? Okay. The older one kind of opens it. Lady Tanya?
Good evening. I'm sorry for bothering.
No, it is not a
There,
bother. What do you need something of us?
there are odd happenings going outside. I was wondering if all of you are safe.
Yeah, as as promised, we do not move or go anywhere without permission. We stay here until most have awakened.
Do tell us if something does happen. Thank you.
You look. Forgive me for speaking out of turn, but you look like you've seen a ghost.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I actually did. But
Oh,
that's not exactly pressing matter. Our guards seem to be acting odd.
she just looks at the younger one. Vair, the youngest one. Vair, do you sense the presence of the undead here? No, sister, I do not. Strange. Sorry, just curiosity.
Maybe I'll.
Dun,
Can you
dun,
do
dun.
the thing of sending messages to people?
We are all capable.
Would you mind sending a message to Maege?
What is to be written? What is to be said?
What exactly do you feel in this castle at the moment?
He just looks at the middle one, Kaivara. There's a lot of magic, more than when we came in. However, enchantments seem to be in place. Yes, my sister is correct. There are some strange enchantments that have befallen your castle. Although I can also sense someone is dealing with that. But we look at Vair. There's still no undead. I don't feel the presence of the dead in any form within the walls.
That's alright. I'll just report it back to Maege. Do stay safe and stay out of sight, please.
Of course. Just
I'm gonna go.
close the gate.
Mhm.
You'll report to Maege.
Maege, they seem to be safe, but they said that they don't sense any undead despite us seeing ghosts.
It's strange. See what I can do. Can I try and make an insight check, DM?
On
Can I try to make an insight check if there's a way to see specters that aren't undead?
Arcana.
Right, Arcana. Okay. That's a 20.
20.
Dirty 20.
Alright.
11 plus 9.
Plus 9.
That's so dirty.
Everything is
kind.
dirty in this night.
Haha.
Specters specifically, ghosts and undead, would generally fall under the undead. So there's really no way to have an undead and not, being undead. But there are ways to manifest memories. There are ways to manifest memories with magic to make it look like a ghost. That has been done before. It's sort of fake hauntings. There are some charlatans and con men who use this magic sort of along the lines of enchantment and illusion, one of the two, to manifest the memories of a person or several people. to make it look like they're being haunted, and then they would come in to resolve that problem. That is a parlor trick, actually. But if you're thinking like in terms of the castle, that takes a significant amount of power, which goes back to what Rosanna said, is that there is a lot of power here, but it's all very simple. That's why she said it's easy enough to remove given time.
What were they trying to accomplish? I suppose that's the next question. If everyone seems to be fine, where is the orb?
The
Rosanna.
changeling orb.
Yeah,
sorry, the portal orb. Yeah.
The portal,
Rosanna
yep.
has it. She pulls out her bag and just kind of takes it out. You still have it.
So that's still okay. So that rules that out. See, the elves are fine. The portal orb is still with us. No one got hurt.
I suggest the cave. No, it's a bad suggestion.
What about the dragon skull on top of the central tower? Has it moved again? Any indicator?
If you had left it where it was, meaning no longer pointing at Azram itself, then it has not moved.
Wait, so
Like,
is it
remember that it was moved from pointing to Azram to pointing slightly in a different direction? If
Yeah.
you had not moved it after that initial movement, it is still there. So it has not moved since then.
but to be clear, DM, it's not pointing in the same direction as the supposed source of this magic, right?
It was.
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that's where it shifted to. Same with Kiara's stuff, and same with Drogas's furniture. They were all, that's how you triangulate the position. Is all these pieces started pointing in the same place.
And Celeste's triangulated source of magic is also coming from the same spot near Castle Windwake.
She does not know what you have been speaking about. So what she said is that it is 30 or so minutes away from Castle Windwake, which matches what you remember is the triangulated position.
Celeste, I need a map. Bring me a map. I need you to point me exactly where you think the source is coming from.
She just kind of makes a minor illusion of a map.
Yeah.
And then she
Maege?
points out a certain portion of it. Roughly speaking, because while you triangulate the rough position, you have no idea where the exact place is. So it would be somewhere in that general vicinity you were supposed to search in the morning.
Speak, Tanya.
I'm just gonna go make quick rounds in the keep. Make sure everything's in order.
Alright. Take Ida with you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You and Ida start
Yep,
moving
scout
around.
the place. Perimeter. Check the perimeter.
We are
Okay.
going on. Alright, so as you were saying, DM, so like generally
So-
the same location.
Yeah, because the location you had, the idea was to do a search party to find something specific, because you can't get an exact location based on furniture positioning.
Right, yeah, correct.
But where Celestine is putting her marker for what she found is within that general area that you were supposed to search.
Maege, do you want us to search now at night? Well, there are a lot of things that are happening.
Tempting, isn't it? The problem is if we wait, whatever's there might be gone by now. And again,
Tomorrow.
yeah, it would have been a 30-minute ride there anyway, huh?
Mage, you receive a message in your head. Baroness, from Kiara's voice.
Okay.
I had received a letter from a archivist of yours. Yes, I am also seeing ghosts of the past. I have since dispelled the problem. You have a 25-word reply if you want to say anything.
Wait a minute. So I'll talk. Wala na naman time limit. I have time to consult my siblings very quickly
A
before.
couple of minutes, a few minutes, yeah, before the spell kind of dissipates.
Okay. So Baroness Kiara has just sent me a message. We're also experiencing the same thing, although she's already dealt with it.
Tanya
Um,
and Ida wouldn't be there though. Told them to. They were
yeah,
making rounds, so that's Tristan with you and
yeah.
Bane.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt if we invited them. If they were willing, we would invite them to come along with us. At least some of them, anyway. I'm
That was the
I'm sure they
idea.
have a vested interest.
That was the idea. Okay. In case you forgot, that was the idea. Is in the morning, the three of you meet in Baron Drogus' castle to do the search together. That was the original
No wait.
plan.
Yeah. Oo nga pala. In the morning, right?
Yep, that was
In
the
the
original
morning,
plan.
yeah.
I remember. Looks like that needs to be rushed. We're doing it now.
If, if you can convince the Baroness, maybe that's part of your reply.
All right
I'm
then.
good with it.
Okay.
What do you say?
25 words, no? My dearest Kiara, looks like our search will be expedited. Come to my castle. That needs context. Come to my castle, and we shall travel to Windwake.
Yeah, 4 more.
With due haste.
There's no reply,
Okay.
but let's go to Tanya and Ida here, who are circling around. Tanya, is there a specific that you're looking for, and if you want to say anything to Ida?
Sorry for barging in. I'll make sure try not to do that again. I'm just gonna awkwardly walk, like a bit, like leaving like half a meter distance between the two of us, and just
Social distancing,
should.
yes.
You should.
just walking like that.
Social distancing, I am aware.
Social
Can you
distancing.
keep it as a secret?
Is it because she didn't wash her hands or something?
No.
No, I don't.
Hey!
They have prestidigitation for that. Anyway.
Okay.
I did have that concept. So
Like I'm not gonna tell. Just be careful next time. Just gonna walk faster and just keep an eye.
You're telling the woman whose door you lockpick to be careful.
I mean, my lockpicking does make noise. That's enough of an alarm as it is. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
I'm a rogue. What do you expect? Knocking?
And your siblings, yes.
Preposterous.
rogues don't knock.
They
They barge
just barge
in.
in. And then walk into weird stuff going on. But I'm just I'm just kind of
Okay.
make sure there are no zombies going around. So
Okay.
Mm.
Move around, make sure there are no zombies. Going around this area, Ida, without actually no, this includes you, Tanya. The two of you hear the sound of magic going off, like there's something happening in one of the rooms. Storage area.
do you hear that?
I'm going to cast immediately my arcane eye. Check.
The spell?
Yeah, spell.
Okay. Goes inside, you see spirits. One of them is the young image of your mother, and the other one is a 4 or 5-year-old you.
Oh. Since I have your observant feet, I can read their lips in
Yes,
case
you
that
can position the eye.
there's.
That does mean that Tanya, you're just seeing Ida kind of frozen without responding. Much like the guards, actually.
Ada? Ada! I'm gonna wave my hand.
I my
You can hear Tanya.
mom's inside the room.
Like a ghost?
Yeah, and it's weird because I can also see myself in,
She
when I was young.
she's not responding. Administer the wand of smiles.
God,
Anyway,
it.
are you guys moving in or
I think
Yeah.
it's safe to look at them. I mean, I saw my mom too. She didn't really do anything.
go inside?
Mm-hmm.
You guys walk in and you start to hear the conversation. Come now, Ida. You need to focus. Hold yourself. That's it. And then you see Ida as she starts focusing her hand out, and you see these three small darts of light hit wooden board. Very good, dear. 5 years old and you already know how to do that. Excellent. You see this young Ida just kind of happy and excited, and you see the mother wearing this beautiful looking hat. And then Ida just kind of points to the hat, and then you see a small spectral hand come out of hers, and as she puts it on herself, it sinks, covers like half her face because it's too big. And now, dear, too big for you. When you get older, I'll buy you your own. You just see this image playing. Fortunately, Tanya, you were not born at this point yet, or if you were, you were still a child. You do not know
Probably
this
not.
memory.
Yeah.
But Ida remembers this fondly. Training with magic. Your mother, by no means, was a wizard or proficient with any form of arcane ability, but she had tricks. She had some tricks up her sleeve that she tried to pass on to you. And she did, eventually after this, she did realize that you have a talent that is long beyond her own capabilities. As such, she saw it fit to give you your own tutor. But this was sort of the beginning, the start of all of it. The illusions eventually fade, and you two see in the corner of your eye a black figure just zoom out.
It's the same thing.
I still remember it moment.
Can you move closer to the mic?
I can still remember that moment when I'm teaching me how to use magic, and I really love that hat so much.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Are you alright?
I'm okay.
Let's go back to Mage. I don't think there's anything off in this
Yeah,
castle for now.
sure. Can I use my investigation
Two.
to detect something interesting inside the room?
You're looking for something, sure. Make a roll for me.
I got a 21 for investigation.
The storage area. It's got whatever rations you have for the winter, some cloth in case someone needs more clothing, general storage purposes. There's really nothing in this room.
Too bad. But my mom's giving me sign something.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Maege.
Mhm.
You all head back. As they were moving around, Maege, as you received a reply, there is the sound of your father rings in your head. Kristen, you also hear this. But it's not calling to you. Sounds like he's in a conversation, but that is your father's voice that you hear echoing from a room. Maege?
Can I identify which room in particular?
Yes. It's one of the rooms sort of behind you. It looks like a study area. Just a general, well, not a study area, a war room. The word.
Do you,
Like
do you
a-
hear that, Tristan?
Let's go.
I'm
let's
yep.
go.
Time to investigate.
You head towards the sound of this strange kind of voice. As you open the room, you find your father, a little younger, speaking to you, Maege, as a teenager. You remember that aesthetic you used to wear as a young child. Your father just kind of looking at you. Listen, Maege Giliath, you are going to take over this household name one day. Everything that I have built is going to be yours. Time for you to begin training on how to handle that. Why can't you just hand it to father? Why can't you just hand it to Tristan? He's more inclined with these sort of things. You are still my eldest. They are yours, and if one day you wish to give it up, that is your prerogative, but nevertheless you must learn how to handle this, especially the politics. I fear that certain things that I am trying to accomplish may find enemies along the way, and I would like you to be prepared. You and your siblings. There's a training that begins as your father opens up maps of Azram, marking them down, identifying alliances, identifying people, identifying how to get information in certain ways. He details different things that give you everything that you know now, how to negotiate, how to use everything to your advantage, how to have the upper hand and still make it seem like that the other guy is getting one on you. Feigning weakness and ignorance. This is sort of the beginnings of your journey. Your sort of start into all of this that's happening now. Something you did not expect to happen for another 20 years or so, until your father's abrupt demise. The vision, however, continues on as a younger Tristan enters the room, except he doesn't use the door that you guys came through. He walks through a wall, but the spirit makes a motion like he's opening a door. Comes in. Ah, Tristan, there you are. Come here. I have been teaching your older sister here the ropes of politics and talking and all of that boring stuff. However, I have something different in mind for you. You are the only male of the Giliaths, and you have a bit of a talent that your sisters do not. And he tosses what looks like a sword as Tristan just grabs onto it. How does it feel? Feels normal, balanced. Excellent. The training has been delayed. It begins today. You will be trained by the finest men. Myself, of course. He draws a sword from the wall. On your guard, Tristan. Put your weight. Never put your weight on your front leg. Starts fixing your posture. Straighten your back. Chest out. Hold it with 2 hands when you're not carrying a shield. You have no shield, the sword is your shield. And he starts attacking. clearly slowing his movement, and then just stopping short of hitting you. And this becomes a training regiment as you guys seem to move out of the wall, where Maege is left behind to read her books and studies. If you follow them to the outside of the courtyard, you find the spirits still continuing to fight. Yes, they have this sort of duel. Your father clearly not exercising his full strength on you as you keep fighting. There are many moments when you are knocked off your feet as he teaches you different ways to defend yourselves. And at the end of it, they drop their swords. He pulls you up. You will make a fine warrior one day, Tristan. You will protect this family. Never forget where we come from. And you just hear this younger kind of teenage version of yourself saying, "I'll make you proud." Kind of doing a mock salute that you're not sure how to do. Just kind of fixes your arm. There. Now you look like a soldier. Come on. Pick up your sword once more. They move around. Start fighting. And you start training until the spirits disappear. So, you guys eventually gather around once more in the courtyard.
We didn't see anything odd in the rotation. It's just that we saw the mistress, an image of her training Ada. Apparently it's a memory.
I saw a memory too. It was father training myself, our brother. Although again, it didn't seem to make sense. It's almost as if the way in which they moved did not align with the floor plan of the castle. So it's strange. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Tanya, there's a voice that you hear. Tanya! Over here! The rest of you hear this now. That's the voice of your mother.
Tanya's just gonna tense instinctively. But yeah, she's gonna go follow the voice.
That's the voice of your mothers. All of
My
their
own?
mothers.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna tense immediately after that and then follow.
As you all follow, it's somewhere to the courtyard. Straighten your back. Good. Throws you a rapier. And then you start fighting. But it takes less than 2 seconds as she knocks you off your feet. You're not very good with a sword. Let's see how you are with an arrow. Hands you a bow and arrow. You're this young, possibly 10-year-old Tanya. Just good. At least you have talent with an arrow. Then let's focus on that. Starts throwing things in the air as Tanya starts shooting. Excellent. Look at me, child. You're going to be hunted. And you're going to be hated. It's the nature of what you are. Make no mistake, I do not hate you. And I will protect you. You are still family here. But that does not change the fact that everyone in this region is going to see you as nothing more than a bastard. Use it. If that is all they see you as, then play that card. They will underestimate you. They will think you are worthless, you are weak. Play to their hubris. If you cannot outfight your opponent, you will outsmart them. See the younger you just kind of nodding along. The spirit of your mother just kind of looks to the side. And then she walks away, and eventually something coming from the columns kind of walks through. Now this is Tanya's actual mother. Kind of wipes a few tears that Tanya's holding back. The mother just like, "You're alright, darling. Didn't she hurt you?" "Mm-mm. You were training. You're going to be strong going to be the greatest. But whatever you want to be. Never forget that. Just gives you a hug. We are both lucky to have this life. I don't want you to waste yours with just this like I did. Stands up. Tanya. Do you recall, Tanya, how your mother died? Your mother specifically.
Yeah.
Do you recall when?
I was only told what happened, just not specifically when.
This conversation is the last you've ever had with your mother. And then they fade. Now, while the rest of you do see another shifter in the corner of your eye, and nothing else, Tanya, you see the image of your mother. Still there. As your spirit sort of walked away to train, your mother's still there. The rest of you don't see anything. So the rest of you, this illusion has ended.
Mom?
Your mother's spirit walks away, but she has not faded.
I'll follow.
The rest of you see Tanya walking aimlessly.
Anya?
Just like possessed, following.
Lucas shows up behind you, Maege. I'll make sure she's safe, Master.
Very well then. Watch her.
Tanya. I'll get to the three of you because something will happen. But Tanya, kind of keep moving
He's
down
wearing
the
her
corridor.
hood, just
The spirit goes through some walls, which makes it a little difficult to keep tracking. Because you have to find the door in the right path, but eventually you catch up to the spirit. Looks about. Looks at the mother. Their mother. The mother just asks her, "Are you absolutely sure this is what you want to do? There are other ways. You and your husband have been too kind to me, my lady. I have caused your family enough trouble and problems. This is the best way. I only ask that you keep my daughter safe. I might be hard on her, but I only want her to be strong. I intend no harm to come to her, and I will protect her. Thank you. Can I not convince you otherwise of this foolish plan? No. Despite everything that's happened, I do not hate you. I understand. I lived that life once. In fact, in your position, I may have done the same. Thank you, my lady. Tanya needs her mother. That mother can be you, my lady, if you would accept her. I would like to. But you know the problem. She needs to be seen as a bastard. She cannot be seen as someone that you actually care for. I understand, but please, do protect her. I will keep her alive. I promise you we will find your body and we will give you a proper burial. No. You should not. As far as the guild is concerned, you hated me and everything that I was. I was a failure of a spy to them, and I was a tavern wench. to your husband. They share a hug as your mother puts on a hood and makes the motion of jumping out the window, sort of not jumping, but kind of climbing out the window, but you don't see anything. There's just an empty room. The mother is left there. I hope one day, Tanya, you'll forgive me for how I treat you. I hope one day I can tell you that I did love you as a daughter. And their mother walks away. You are alone in the room. The shifter. Strangely enough, you don't see a shifter in the corner of your eye like you would normally do with the rest of the illusions. The rest of you, while Tanya was following that ghost, as you sort of stay there to discuss what is about to happen, a small surge of magic in the courtyard. And you see Baroness Kiara fully dressed with two people in robes and hoods that you don't recognize. Kind of goes up to you and gives you an actual non-sarcastic and respectful bow. Maege. Baroness, I had assumed that it would be smarter to not waste my resources and speak to you directly.
I understand.
You wish to expedite the... These are my personal guard. Not for your place, of course. I do have some faith in your agreements. But for our search. Now, you wish to expedite the process? I wish to agree. Have you heard anything from Baron Drogus?
Marcus?
Vane just looks and says, No raven has arrived yet, my Baroness. But I have requested for Celestine to send him a quick message. A reply should be coming in. He looks at Celestine, who, in about 5 more seconds, goes up to you. Baroness, it would appear that Baron Drogus is awake, has requested for 30 minutes, and mentioned that we have permission to use his circle. I have also informed him that you have contacted Baroness Kiara, and he has agreed to allow her to enter.
Very well then. 30 minutes it is. What else needs to be taken care of in the next 30 minutes? Wait a minute. Scratch that. Kiara, Baroness Kiara.
Yes.
And so has anything been going on your end?
Yes. Ghosts from my past, apparently. Spirits. Or I assumed spirits until I realized that they were not undead. Seems to be someone's playing tricks.
Did you notice also that these specters don't the way they move doesn't seem to be aligned with the floor plan of your keep? Like they're walking through walls or through doors where there shouldn't be.
Yes, and walking through floors where there's only air. That has happened. I assumed that they were manifestations of memories. If that were the case, they would follow the movement that was existing in your memories rather than the actual floor plan. Maege and Tristan, as you hear that, and you recall in that room with the door opening, in the back of your minds, it wasn't that long ago. Those were the exact movements you did when that memory played out in your old house back in Azram.
Oh.
What do we make of that?
It appears someone's using our memories and manifesting them into a...
What does that mean?
Well, one might be trying to put us off our game, as it were. The memories cannot harm us. It is rather annoying that enchantments had broken through my castle's defenses against magic, but that only proves that whatever we are dealing with is of significant power, and apparently using that power for mere parlor tricks.
May I make a really quick important note? That the one that I found outside our castle is not something that came from my memory.
Oh,
Actually,
Hmm?
don't remember that. My father fighting Venus, the right hand of the Shadow Guild.
yes, that snake. Well, someone in here must have some memory of that.
No, I was.
Vane?
It would be John. I mean, Jonas remembered it, but I mean, it is already there when he is sleeping. If that is the one that we saw from afar.
Well, these memories can be brought about from you whether you're sleeping or not. They just need someone who recalls something. If it is what I think it is, it's someone using our memories. I'm not 100% sure. All the more reason to do this exploration efforts. Oh, I do believe your assassin is walking back. Tanya's kind of made her way back.
Sorry about that. I'm gonna bow, like, fairness to you.
Mm-hmm. Report.
Nothing, just another specter.
This is strange. Then I'm going to turn to Kiara. See?
Do these
It's been a very
memories
eventful night.
do these memories manifest in a certain way? Do they have any form of significance to any of you?
Family, yes.
Yes, family matters will always be significant, but I mean, does it mark something? Does it have a significance in your lives specifically, other than just being a memory of family?
I suppose they were forms of, how would I put it? I suppose they were forms of passing the torch, as it were, Lady Kiara. And I'm just going to look at my other siblings to see if they agree.
Yeah, it's a reminder of what we're fighting for.
Hmm.
Values of our parents.
I see. Those that plagued my castle were those of beginnings, the starts of something. You mentioned, Lord Commander, that you found a memory that was not yours, that it was your father. It was of your father. Might I inquire what the memory was about? Kristen?
Oh, yeah. The first one is when he was training, separating what I could do aside from Mage. Those are the memories that I got. Aside from the one where he's fighting Phineas outside the wall.
That fight with Phineas. I may be too young to remember its significance, but did it mean anything?
Jonas told me that this is the time that my father tried to have a voice within the guild. And he asked to challenge someone so that he can get that voice. And Phineas represented the Shadow Guild.
I recall that from stories, history. I was a young girl. I believe that's what set your family on this path that has brought you here. He had long meddled in politics before that, but that was the turning point. His request and demand to be given a task to be declared a baron. Of course, it took several more years after that, But that was the beginning of his this career. Politics. In any case, it appears these specters are reliving some memories of the past that had brought us all to where we are. I wonder why so.
Strange.
30 minutes will pass unless you need something done.
Anything else I'm doing? If we're going to be away, I'm going to ask all of you. Referring to my siblings. You'll be leaving this. Talk to your respective second in commands. Make sure that the keep stays safe while we're all away. It seems to be something that we need to investigate.
Okay. There's Rosanna, there's Lucas, there's Jonas, and Maege for you, there's Bane.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Massive orders, protect the keep. Everyone's pretty much wide awake at this point. Fortunately, I need a con save from all four of you.
On save.
You have all lacked sleep.
Yep.
Spells that have been cast do not regain.
I got a 19
You're fine?
for count.
Oh.
I have 18.
That's fine. I only need 10. Kristen is fine.
0 con 0 strength. Tanya, why
20.
are you so
You're fine.
squish?
Okay.
Ability mod, right?
No, saving throw. But that's fine. 20 is
save.
enough. Either way, it's enough.
Okay.
So, four of you push past this sort of exhaustion as you lack sleep, tiredness, and drowsiness come to you, but you fight it off. You have been prepared for this, and you fight off this feeling. 30 minutes will pass as your instructions have been relayed to your second in command, who will protect this castle. The soldiers have been awakened, apart from the one guy who was shot in an arrow in the shoulder unknowingly why he had an arrow in the shoulder. Everyone is fine.
Lucas and I are not gonna admit to anything.
Do not know what happened. From their perspective, they might have fallen asleep, but they don't feel any different.
Don't feel bad. They're bad at their job anyway. They fall asleep at their job.
They deserve it.
Wow, guys. The level of compassion.
From the Lord Commander himself.
No,
I'm
this is on meta, by the way. You're not admitting it, you said.
Yeah, I'm not admitting to anything.
I am moved by your sympathy.
It's the amount of sympathy in this group. So, you are gathered as Baroness Kiara looks at you, Maege, and... Well then, shall we use your portal and head over to Baron Drogus'?
Very well then. Celeste, make it happen.
So,
No, excuse me.
yes.
Before we go, I'm just gonna look at Maege and say, should I call her? Implying to my other, so that the other guilds cannot see that I can fight.
Yes. Yes.
I'll be back
Yes,
in
you
a
should.
minute.
Yes.
I'm gonna call.
You leave, and you come back in a different form. Kiara just smiles as you guys move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My name is Sarah. I can't think of a different name. I'm sorry.
Bob.
Sarah Connor.
My name is Sarah.
My name is Big Unit.
I hate all of you.
My name is
Anya01.
Tupi.
My name is Tupi because I cannot think of the name.
Okay. Sarah.
My name is Touch My
Temporarily.
Key.
You head over to the portal.
Pocket call me Luna. God damn you. What's Sarah? This is such
Sarah.
a summer name.
Sarah or Luna?
Luna. Because Sarah is such a summer name. It sounds so summery. I don't like it.
Wow, so picky.
Oh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Over at the portal, you have gathered yourselves around here. Celestine activates the portal with the inscriptions for Baron Drogus' castle, and in an instant, the four of you plus Kiara and her two oddly dressed, you think wizards that carry these masks that cover their face. This plain white ivory mask that has no features. As you gather there, you are brought into the halls of Baron Drogus' teleportation circle, where his son and two guards await to greet you. The son just kind of looks at you guys. Giliath bows. Welcome back, Baroness.
Whoa there, Ida. Hello, Galius. Very nice to meet you again.
My father has prepared a party, horses, and carriage for us to use. Would you require anything else?
I'm afraid that'll be all. Only, oh no, actually I do. I have my companion. This is Sarah.
Luna.
No,
Luna.
it's fine, Tarek. It's easier to remember.
This is my This is one of her associate assassins. Touch my Miss PP. Touch my PP.
That's my PP.
He will be requiring.
Please don't make it canon. Please don't make it canon. Please don't make it canon.
He will be requiring.
It's Luna.
Just
It's
make
Luna.
it canon.
It's Luna.
Yes.
It's
No,
Luna.
please don't call me touch my PP.
It's Luna.
One.
She's exotic, diba? She's.
I'm
Okay,
I'm
Okay.
a puta.
she will be going ahead by 5 minutes just to clear your way for the carriage. Not of course that I doubt the ability of your own knights, but I would prefer that you not lose any of them. And
The
of course, in the most opportune of evenings, we would like to see if she's worth her weight in snow. Go ahead.
There's no problem with it at all, but I will inform you that the lands outside of Windwake are rather harsh.
Harsh meaning.
The wildlife is rather violent, and there are no shortage of monstrosities that roam. You are aware of the lands of Azram and the harshness of the weather itself. The usual afflictions.
Yes, Luna.
That's something that I'm aware of, right? In meta.
You've never
That's
been
something I
this
can
close to
handle.
Castle Azram. You've never been this close to Castle Windwake.
So I wouldn't know what's out there.
If you-
Wildlife and
You know what's outside
continent.
Azram in the different lands. You don't know if he's saying that there's something else there that you might not know of.
my lord, if it's the usual beasts, and I believe I am capable to handle them. Capable of handling.
There are some unusual things, but feel free.
Thank you, my lord.
You leave, the guards let you. The three of you are stuck together as
Mhm.
Giliath assembles a group of knights. They have separate horses, you guys have carriages, and someone to drive the horse for you. And you see Giliath look at Kiara, just said, Baroness, my father would very much be eager to meet you. A woman of your stature and enigmatic quality is very rare to be welcomed into our castle. Yes, I'm sure you would like to speak. Show me. As the rest of you gather around here with the knights, and Baroness Kiara is taken to Baron Drogus, is there anything you want to do within the castle walls or ask?
Who is still here with us? That's from Castle Windwake.
From Castle Windwake, the different knights that under Giliath's command.
Yes.
You're still in Windwake, so everyone is from Windwake here. Or do you mean Kiara's place?
Everyone. Tell us, sirs, have you also been experiencing weird things for the past few hours?
Soldier just kind of
No. As in from Windwake. I'd like to know if anything weird's also been happening here.
the soldier just looks at you. There's a few things. Kind of weird. A few of our gods were frozen stiff, weren't moving. just kind of staying still. Don't know what happened. Eventually went away. Got some wizards to try and figure out what's going on. Pretty much it.
So here too.
Hi. Weird shit. Not really sure what it is. Magic isn't my forte.
Sorry, I lost it at weird shit. Like that's like the last line I was expecting to hear in this game. Or weird shit. Right.
Wait, what do you want?
He's a soldier.
Shit.
He's a soldier doing his job. He doesn't know what the hell fuck is going on.
This is good shit, man.
We will. We went full Clegane for a second there. Weird shit. So then,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Good shit.
I am supposed we'll be getting to the bottom of all this before long.
Tanya's already left, right? To
Yeah.
go ahead.
He's being attacked.
The soldier just kind of looks at you and says, "If you don't mind, my lady, might I ask you a question?" Mage?
Yes. Sorry, I thought you were starting to.
No,
thought
you.
were starting to time.
You.
Yes. Of
Tanya's
course.
already left. Just kind of looks at you and says, "Your assassin or scout, the little girl,
Yes, my lord.
is she of no consequence?"
I'm going to look at the ceiling for a bit and go, no, not at all.
No, that explains it. Oh, well.
No.
Not at all.
That
It'll be
explains it.
fine.
Well, I hope you won't miss her.
Why?
Well, you know, the assassins of Castle, the assassins of Dragonsgrave keep many faces, many to remember, many faces.
True.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, just telling you, you might be losing someone tonight.
Yeah.
Brave though, going out there alone.
Take care of yourself, guardsman. He'll be fine. Thank you.
Very well.
Yeah.
Let's start with Tanya, who's moved ahead.
Son of a bitch.
It's 30 minutes with a horse, so I'm assuming you're gonna take a white horse with you.
I'm gonna try to stealth as much as I can.
Traveling on a horse. Moving
On a
forward.
meta, Mage told you don't need to engage. You just need to scout. You can report back.
I mean, I'm not going to. I'm not the type to attack, so.
As you move forward with a horse, you hear the howling winds. And then you hear something rapid movement through the forest. Faster than any
Am I
wolf
familiar
you've
with
ever
this?
faster than any wolf you've ever seen.
Shit. I'm gonna draw my summer bow, I believe.
Okay. The arrow.
Shoot it next to me. There's a Nixborn Lynx next to me now.
Yes, there are.
Mhm.
Just
Scout.
following you. Chase after. You continue moving forward, they will just
Mhm.
follow. Keep moving forward. Some branches fall, not blocking your path, but some branches are falling off. As you kind of look, the horse kind of stops as the tree falls in front of you. Doesn't completely block the path, just kind of bothered you a bit. It's easy to move around.
Lynx. Scout.
You're still scouting.
Just see if I can catch something.
Oddly enough,
The fast one.
Each of those that are scouting, every time they come back to you to report nothing, there's one missing. And you start realizing this as they start to get less and less every time they come back.
I'm gonna pause.
There's a
I'm just
sound.
going to check for tracks.
Make a survival check. The howling winds are strong here. almost snowstorm levels.
I don't have proficiency skill with this. 9.
Snow. You find a set of tracks actually. They look odd. They're moving around, following it. Seems like it was following you. Then you realize that's your horse's tracks.
I'm smart. This is why you should go to school, kids. I'm just gonna go forward.
You move forward. You hear the howling wind get louder and stronger and colder. And then, I swear at the distance, you hear Anya getting carried with the
I'm
wind.
going to. With my horse, we're going to circle back, and I'm gonna go back to the castle. Excuse me, I don't deal
I
with
am
ghosts
going-
and magic.
I am
I am
not paid enough for this.
If I'm dealing with beasts, that's fine. If I'm dealing with creatures, that's fine. But if I'm dealing with ghosts and magic, no, that's not my field of expertise. I'm not getting paid enough for this.
I am
Although I'm
just
going to
going to
scout
give-
first. I'm gonna scout first
Ah.
before I actually go back.
Make a perception
I
check.
am just going to give the whole world of D&D a large serving of fuck that.
Fuck that! I ain't
Fuck
dealing with that
I'm
shit.
doing that.
30,
No.
20. Investigation.
Oh, you're investigating.
that.
Okay.
Mhm.
You look around this area. Mostly the thick snow kind of impairs your horse away from the road, so a lot of it you have to walk through the snow as your horse is tied to a tree. And
Mhm.
go through the snow. You feel something grab onto your leg. Beneath the snow. You shoot it?
Mhm.
Still there, and you kick off your leg and you realize there's a branch that you just kind of snagged onto.
I'm gonna take my arrow.
As you kind of keep moving forward, you find corpses, dead bodies, preserved by the cold. They look like they're dressed as bandits. Then,
This
did
is
they die?
D&D Halloween edition.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Then
It's
you
been
find-
happening the whole October.
and then you find towards your left, about 20 feet that way, is a woman in a dress, with her hand reached out to you. You can hear the voice calling for you. Tanya. And the
Do I
voice
recognize
gets
the voice?
louder and louder as your mother's.
Nope. I'm going to immediately check on the bandits how they died.
Slash marks, sword marks, and arrows. Probably bandits who tried to do something stupid around the Windwake region. And the Baron Drogus is not known for burying the dead of bandits. He just leaves them
Is
there.
he known for looting them though?
No. Not unless they have
Mm.
something.
I-
Not unless they have something
Rogue.
useful. Like
What a fucking rogue. She's going to loot something that's
No,
been
like,
freezing out. in
Baron Drogus is not known for
I-
looting bandits. As in, what I'm saying is that he doesn't loot them unless they have something useful, like some sort of magic item or something powerful. He doesn't care for the money that bandits hold. However, that does not mean that the people who live around the area do not loot.
Don't. Yes.
But if you want to look through
Mm.
him, you can find about 100 gold pieces on him, frozen. Thaw it out a bit.
I
and
will
you'll be fine.
I will take it, but I am going to keep an ear out to the voice.
You
Make sure
still
it doesn't
see the
go near
woman
me.
calling. It's not going near you. Anya, help. Sword goes through the shadow. And you see blood, or what you think is blood, kind of splattered. Anya.
Do I see it as a specter image?
It seems like something obscured by the wind. Oh, sorry, by the cold kind of air moving through your eyes. But the figure kind of falls to her knees as the person who stabbed it grabs his sword back.
I'm gonna call my links.
They come to you.
Chase.
They go there. Soon enough, you lose track of your lynxes through the snow. Minutes later,
I'm gonna trail back
Dum,
to my
dum,
horse slowly while
dum.
keeping my eye there.
you see the specter following you with her hand, begging for help. The head gets cut off.
Do I see my links?
One missing.
Come on. I'm gonna run back to my horse.
You head back to the castle. The rest of you, while you were there in the castle, as Tanya's going on a suicide mission with the rest of the guards, thinking she's both brave and stupid.
I am
Oh,
heading back. Not getting paid
There's
enough for this shit.
You're not getting paid.
I know. That's the point. I can only do shit for free. Certain shit for free.
The rest of you move back as you
and you
see
still owe her around 2,000 gold, I think.
Giliath comes back. Won't be long now, Baroness. Baroness Kiara and my father just have some things to discuss.
Well then, I understand. Politics is politics. No worries.
He just kind of looks out. Your assassin
There's a dark
is either very brave or very foolish. Likely both.
She's a young girl, so she is both. Yes.
In any case, Baroness Kiara had informed me, and presumably informing my father at the moment, that there are certain issues regarding memories being brought back. Some may be uncomfortable, but all of them significant in some manner of beginnings, if you will.
Yes. Difficult. Complicated. What do you make of it?
Odd. We are not amongst the dead, and yet our memories of them being brought back. Things I'd rather have forgotten. Nevertheless, here we are. Tell me, Baroness, what do you make of all of this? And I do not mean this magic. I mean your situation as a family. You may speak with all honesty with me.
Very well then. It's complicated. So Ida and Tristan are here with me, right? To be honest, right now it's less about politics and more about just ensuring that if any of us that family name just doesn't die out, that would be a great service. My father and his to our parents.
You are aware, Baroness, that there are those in the guilds who would see that does not occur. That your family bloodline ends with your family.
I'm aware, yes. It complicates the situation. I am aware of that. I am aware of that as well. I suppose it's why I've been so reluctant to dabble with the game, play the game, as it were.
But your lack of dabbling, I'm assuming you realize, only results in your family being outweighted, as it were. They need only wait for you to suffer long enough to die of starvation and cold. You're smart enough to realize that. Believe?
I am aware. It does put me as Baroness in a strange situation because if we do nothing, we starve in the cold. If we do something, and if we do too much of it, our enemies would probably take note, and we are in no position to retaliate or defend ourselves. So it's a strange it's a strange balancing act. I'm just going to look out the window.
Might I ask?
One of the visions that I what?
No, go on. Go on.
It's funny because one of the visions that I saw was, and I still remember it like it was yesterday. That I remember always insisting that the Lord Commander of House Giliath now be made head of the household. I never had much of a stomach for it, and yet here we are. Ironic, really.
Might I ask you, and this applies to your siblings that are still present here? You may answer the question as freely as you wish. What exactly is your goal? You, after 2 years of suffering through whatever has been given to you, you decide to meddle into the politics of the world. You decide to contact us, contact the Baroness Kiara, aid us in whatever is happening now. What is your end goal? Share yours, I will share ours. If you see that as a fair trade.
I wish for dignity for my family, and perhaps in line with what my father wished for, although I realized that he probably lacked the tact for it. Peace in our time, where families not mine need not starve in the cold.
If you're out for dignity, I can tell you one thing.
Mhm.
You neither gain that from political acumen or from great deeds. You gain honor and dignity from whisper campaigns, spreading the news of what your family has done, planting a seed of rumor into the commoners about what has been done to you. That is how your family was put into this situation. That is how you get out of it. As for me, trade is a trade. Our family, we watch after our own. In our region, around Windwake and our surrounding villages, we protect them. Politics was never something I looked forward to. All the paperwork, all the talking, and the backstabbing, the scheming. But I do understand psychology. We garner the support of our people because it is those people who will bring down those who have done your family wrong. Not your arms, not your swords, not your armies. But the people who back these people in power. You gain their support. And you gain the leverage you need.
Yes.
We are not enemies, Baroness. Your Dragonsgrave and Windwake are not on opposing sides. We have never been. But I regret to inform you that while we have an alliance for a common purpose, we may not be considered allies just of yet, as Castle Windwake and its surrounding regions have elected to remove ourselves from the politics being done by the Guildmasters. And as such, they have left us alone in our region. For the meantime, we wish to maintain that.
I understand.
I will tell you, however, you find a reason for my father to fight, and he will raise all his swords and burn everything in his path. If that is the kind of ally you require, well, you need only find a way to get my father to raise arms. But as of the moment, the only thing he's concerned about is whatever is afflicting our kingdoms at the moment, and in that we are allies. The game of politics, well, you find something to do, let us know.
It's a start. Thank you, Lord Gallius.
Have your family anything to say?
Siblings,
No.
children.
I just want to say that for me, after seeing those visions, it just reminded me how important what our parents are fighting for. But we need to learn from the mistakes that they did. Be careful.
Speaking out of turn, The mistakes that your parents committed were being too public too quickly. You have to play a long game if you wish to survive this. You have to be patient. Your father had a soft heart for those who were suffering. That was ultimately his downfall. Sometimes you will have to let go of things that you see that you do not agree with in order to survive this for the long run. You must be willing to lose short-term victories to win the war. Remember that. It applies not only in battle but in politics as well.
Okay.
These barons you face, the Guildmasters, they have mastered this. They are willing to throw you bones and make you believe that you have won. Remember this. Anytime you have dealings with a Guildmaster, if they are willing to give it to you, then you have lost. If you did not require any leverage to attain what you have, then you have gained nothing.
Something to think about. Tell me, Lord Gallius, where did you acquire such insight into these sorts of things?
You have regained your memories from these afflictions, I have gained mine. My mother was the politician in this family. I had learned from her knowledge I had kept down for quite a while. Knowledge I believe now I should regain reading up on again. Those are words that she had told me. Words I did not appreciate till it was too late. I will say this. Your family is not the only one that has been wronged by the Guildmasters.
I'm just going to nod to that. Yep.
He looks out and he sees Kiara and his father walking out. Baron Drogus looks at you and says, Baroness, it's good to see you again, though I wish it were on better circumstances. Shall we get going?
Lord Drogus, I hope this I hope this evening finds you well. Fuck.
What is this mail you speak of?
What is this
from the
email
future.
to speak of?
Oh my god.
Is it the new kind of a raven
No,
letter?
it's a letter being delivered by elks.
Elk.
Salaryman is
Elken mail.
It's a
Elken
letter
mail.
on a
Elken
mail,
mail.
on a scale mail.
Elfin mail.
Elken mail.
Lord Drogus, I hope the evening finds you well. Indeed, I certainly had hoped we would have met next time under better circumstances. However, seeing ghosts from the past is never a good thing, especially when it happens to three different peeps all at once.
Especially when it brings back memories that are best left forgotten. In any case,
Agreed.
so we get going. I have also prepared for you some meals I'm assuming you have not had the time to eat.
Thank you.
You may eat it in your carriages. See Tanya's horse coming back as you guys load up on the carts.
Do I still have my
Yeah.
what's left of the
About 5 of them.
okay.
As Tanya comes back, you see 2 of the guards. One of them gives like a few gold pieces to the one next to him. Like they're just standing and their hands are just there and then they just pocket it.
Do I see this?
Depends if you're paying attention to the line guards on the inside.
My passive perception won't cut it.
Actually, yeah. Your passive perception will see them passing gold.
As soon as I see that, I'm just gonna glance at them and say, then I'm gonna go.
The one who took the gold just nods at you. as you as you do that, the other guard just kind of says, "Did you rig this? What? No!" And then they just start arguing.
I'm expecting my cut. I'm gonna go.
They start fighting each other, and then Galiaths just says, "Stop
That's
acting like
funny.
children!" And they
Just giggling while going to Maege.
you head back.
Expecting your cat.
I mean,
Luna. I suppose the knights and guardsmen of Castle Windwick will be most impressed now. Report.
yes, Baroness. I did send my scouts, and they vanished one after the other. I investigated, and I've seen various specters murdering each other, if I can describe it like that. Fallen trees, branches every now and then. I don't think the snow would be enough to break it
Galiaths looks
with
at
its
you.
weight.
He just looks in the outside. The outsides of Castle Windwake are harsh. Yes. Unusual creatures, yes, but never had a spectre problem that far out. That's unusual.
Unfortunately, my lord, I did see a spectre. They were calling my name.
Kiara now looks at you. And isn't that interesting? Perhaps this is not an affliction of Castle Windwake's grounds, but one of yours. A memory of yours being brought about, I suppose? That seems to be the common denominator for today. In any case, let's load up. Food is hot.
Very well.
Hot soup and food are given to all of you.
Okay.
Ida? Yes, Ida?
We're using a carriage, right?
Yes, your family's in a carriage.
Okay, so after I go inside the carriage, I'm going to cast locate object.
And you are looking for?
The silk handkerchief.
Within 1,000 feet of you as you concentrate on the spell and channel your arcane energy into it.
Arcane energy, aka her feminine,
Whilst
her feminine wiles
you-
and her hormones.
Feminine wells.
as you focus on the energy, the handkerchief
Unbelievable. A fucking spell slot. This.
It's in the trash bag.
Unbelievable.
is in the keep, in a certain room, but you don't know, obviously you don't know what's around it, but it is in a certain room inside the keep. On the
It's in a
ground
certain
floor.
room in the keep. And
Interesting.
and then if you would scry, the DM would tell you it's next to a jug of Vaseline.
Wait, can I try it?
I would like to remind you that you have already used a spell slot for Arcane Eye, which is not recovered.
Uh-huh.
If you're using one for Locate Object, now you're gonna use one for Scry. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Do it when we get back.
You
Oh wait!
scry
You need money. You need money for that.
Scrying
Oh,
requires
no.
it requires
1,000.
a 1,000 gold piece worth of an object. But given that you're all level 20, I assumed it would be
Okay.
fine to give you guys because it's not consumable.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
not.
it
Okay,
is.
that's
It's
good.
not.
The scry just requires you to use as a focus, but it's not consumable. I believe it's
Okay,
not.
that's good.
Let me check.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's not consumable, but let's see.
It isn't. You just
Um,
need an orb.
1,000 gold
or-
piece worth of a crystal ball, a mirror. Yeah, it's only consumable if it says which the spell consumes. So it's not a consumable object. So you carry an orb or a mirror. Let's say a mirror. You scry in it.
Mirror.
It seems to be in a pile of laundry and it's been washed.
Oh. At least he washed it after using it.
Oh. He watched
Why
it
you gotta
after,
make
yeah.
it sound
That's
so
exactly
Yeah,
what
at
weird?
least
it was
Why,
like.
why,
Oh my
why is
God,
this
this
run
is
heading to that
This is like
direction? Why?
Dojin shit. Oh my god.
Rotate.
Dojin shit.
There was a dirty cloth on the ground. The servant
It
picked
smells
it
like
up
John Rock.
and washed it.
It smells
This
like
one
John
is
Rock.
heading to a very wrong position. Oh my god. Because of the soap that they use.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
soap smells like Sunrock. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. No.
That's
You
what-
sounds like
Spell slot.
that's what you find.
But
Now, as you move
it's a
out,
very high. It's a very high spell slot, by the way.
Okay, go on DM.
I will
No.
give it to you, but the servant just kind of looks at it and says, "I wonder who left this on the floor," and then she just washes it. Okay, so
Yeah.
you move out in the carts.
I'm outside, right? Like I'm on a different horse.
Imagine
You can be
waiting
if you
for
want to.
2 weeks. Every
I am.
waiting for 2 weeks to find that out.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't that easy. Tanya,
Just gotta make some moves.
Tanya, you can be on a different horse if you want. As you move out
I am.
on your own, galloping through.
But I do have the sending stone for the family.
Who has the other half?
Hmm.
Mage, you can have the other half. The sending
Okay.
stone. As you kind of
Okay.
travel through on the horse, there are just winds now, from broken branches and trees. Not long after you get to the point where that branch had fallen to block your path, it's not there, and the tree is in one piece.
I'm gonna use my stone.
Okay.
Mage,
Yes?
remember that thing that I reported, the broken tree?
Mm-hmm.
It's back in one piece.
It has to be a deception. There's no way.
Yeah,
That
I'm gonna
won't
check
come
the gold
The?
if I still have it. The gold.
Oh yeah, you do.
Okay.
Frozen gold pieces.
There's a body that I'm making sure that no one hears me. I looted a body earlier. The gold is still with me, but anything else seems to be back to how it was.
Doesn't make any sense. There are many
Galius,
ways to explain.
Galius falls behind, and then he kind of knocks. He's in between where Tanya is riding and the Giliath carriage, and he knocks on the Giliaths, looking at you. Kind of looking at you to nod that you should hear this. He knocks on the window, which you can open. He said,
You know,
Bonus! And
back.
Luna, was it?
Yes, my lord.
Was this the same path you took on the way out?
Yes, my lord.
Any particular reason your horse has not left any tracks? You look forward at the snow, it is undisturbed.
I'm not quite sure, my lord, but I did travel through this path, and that tree was not in one piece. The branch fell in front of me, and I was here.
Takes out a hand axe and throws it. It lands at the branch, but it doesn't break, and he just kind of takes the rope that pulls the hand axe back to him. Strange. I'm inclined to believe that you are not lying, therefore this forest and whatever magic is afflicting us seems to be playing tricks. He just takes the hand axe back
Seems
and
like
draws
that's
his
the case,
blade.
my lord.
If
Can
you
I
find...
use
Hold on, if you
Gonna
close it on.
whistle.
If you find anything else, Lady Luna, that does not match what you had seen previously before you turned back, inform me at once, please.
Yes, my lord.
Rides
I'm
forward.
gonna try to call on my other lynxes. See if they come back.
There's a full set of them
The
in
ones
front
that
of you.
went missing.
Yeah, there's a full set of them in front of you now.
My lord,
Yes,
they went missing earlier. They did come back now.
looks at...
I'm gonna gesture to my...
I'm sorry, what are these oddities?
Scouts, my lord.
Let's see. Do they speak?
I'm afraid not, my lord. They can only communicate or understand. my orders.
Let's see. Can they write?
I haven't tried.
He hands you a pen and a parchment paper. Perhaps ask him. You tell your Lynxes to write? What's the command?
Mhm. Tell me what you saw. Write it down.
All the ones that were missing. How many do you get? Sorry? 10 was
I'm
it?
not quite sure. I
Um,
think.
Number of Lynxes, 320 feet, no attack roll required. Oh, you get one.
Oh shit. Wait, I haven't checked. I just see that I get this thing.
The next born Lynx
Lynx.
is summoned. Sorry, you only get one. Never mind. So let's say he
but do I still
disappeared.
have it?
Yeah, let's say
Oh.
he's the one that disappeared. Sorry, that's my
Mhm.
bad. Let's say that he's the one that disappeared and came back.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's just say that you kind of lost him along the way. Unfortunately, a lynx is a cat and does not have any.
It only understands my orders, but it can't communicate back, right?
Yes, but what I'm saying is it cannot. It's gonna have a hard time writing, so it's gonna sit on your lap, put the parchment down, and just kind of take
Aw.
its two paws and. It takes him the better part of another
Minute,
20
that's
minutes, which is the last, which is somewhere. He's only got like 5 minutes left until he disappears, because he only lasts for an hour. But he does write.
So I'm gonna pattern.
Found nothing with you all time.
Oh, doom, doom, doom.
Looks like I found. My lord, it seems that the place is playing an illusion on me. As far as I know, I lost her.
I see.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Best be careful, my lord.
I shall inform Baroness Kiara. Thank you.
I'm gonna lag back immediately after that and say, Maege, can you detect magic?
Alright.
Please. This is freaking me
Very well
out.
done.
To be honest, I was about to do that.
Yeah.
Mage can do it for free, so
Yeah,
maybe not
just-
waste more spell slots.
Okay.
Yes, please. Oh my god. Yes, please.
Mage casts
Look for
detect
a
magic
fucking hanky.
to look for a handkerchief.
Yeah.
Mage casts detect. You cast detect magic. You sense all the magic in the surrounding area. Or links blinks at you. All your siblings do. Within the surrounding area of 30 feet of your cart and where you are, there are small hints of magic that just traces around. Enchantment magic, but they're not potent and they're not kind of enchanting anyone. But it's the residue of magic. From your perspective, they look like small, tiny, glowing glitters, as it were.
Right, yeah.
That's what you see from your perspective, just these sort of glitters falling to the ground. This is
Someone
residue of
here.
enchantment magic, meaning someone has cast some sort of enchantment aura or spell around this area in the recent time.
Someone was here. The illusions that Luna must have been seeing might have been connected to that. There are small traces. Ida's in the same cart, right?
Yes.
He's in the same carriage. It's like then I am going to turn to Ida. Do you feel it too?
Mm,
Do you?
but I was. Can I use detect magic as a ritual? Well, I mean,
Yes.
yeah. So I can.
11
still
minutes.
save my.
Mage, 11
10
minutes
minutes.
later.
Yeah.
I mean, now you use ritual?
Yeah.
Someone needs coffee.
So I can save some spell slot. Diba?
Now you save spell slots? Okay.
Mage,
Spell
in
slot.
Mage, in about 11 minutes after, in a rare display where Ida is lagging behind you in terms of magic for once,
But someone needs coffee.
You are watching Ida prepare ritual at something that you can do in the snap of a finger. Sort of a bit of pride for you there. But yes, Fanny.
While she's,
Hold it
no,
with your pride.
while she's ritual casting, can I scout the area, the
Make
places that
an
I've been
make
before?
an investigation check.
Thank you.
Ida, as you finish the ritual in 11 minutes and detect the magic, you can find those small sparks of enchantments that have been here. Being more inclined to Arcana than your sister, this is a large-scale
What type?
ability that afflicts enchantment. This is a large-scale
Okay.
magic that has afflicted not just Tanya, but the land itself. It is fading, but it still exists. And as this cart travels forward, that 30-foot radius follows you around. There's traces of it, to both of you, there's traces of it as you keep moving forward. You have not stopped in that cart. So this entire land has been affected by it. Tanya, what did you roll?
Minimum 17.
You find a corpse that you have robbed.
At least that's
Nothing
true.
happened.
At least
Things-
that's not an illusion.
Things
So
are
can I
as they
check if
were.
the gold is still there? I'm kidding. I think this is everything. What about the place that was the specter? Where the specter was?
No, there's nothing there. No footsteps either, no disturbances in the snow.
Can I scout a bit further towards that direction?
You're kind of off the road at this point.
So I can't
That-
see them?
That is one of the single
can
greatest
right
lines
now,
I
if
have
you keep
ever
moving.
heard in D&D. You see the corpse that you have robbed.
Sometimes he describes something
I
with
mean,
flourish,
he's
and
not
sometimes
wrong.
he call it as it is.
Yeah.
You just call it as it is.
You can,
Um,
because the specter's position was further away from the road. So from where you are right now, you can still see them. You're gonna catch up. You know, you have to move.
I'll just use a sending stone. Call Mage.
Okay.
Mage, do you want me to scout further? I don't see the specter anywhere.
Alright then, take care of yourself. Report back immediately if you find anything strange.
Oh well. I gotta go.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Wahid!
Okay. Moving
Yeah.
forward. As you continue forth, you're not scouting further, by the way. You're scouting east while they're going north.
Mhm.
You move forward as the rest of you just detect that magic in the air surrounding you, but it doesn't afflict you in any way. Tanya has moved further away. You don't find anything on the way, but there's a long howling wind. It's just wind surrounds you like an ice storm or snowstorm, just blocking your vision. Does not take long until you lose the tracks of your own horse in the snow. You are lost.
Oh fuck.
Mage,
Doesn't get through.
there's an ice
Yes?
storm.
It doesn't get through.
Mage? Ah, shit. Fucking
Sending stones.
spellcasters.
The sending stones magic is not lighting up. I think it's not working for your end.
I'm gonna check my bow.
Still
Do
there.
I still feel the 3 arrows?
It's there. All 4 arrows are there.
Ah, son of a bitch.
The lynx is
Can
gone.
I try to find... Yeah, can I try to find my way back? Survival.
Make a survival
But I am
check.
going to take out a blade to mark the trees. Make sure that I don't go in circles.
Make a survival check.
Aww, got a 6. I'm gonna follow those corpses soon, and they're gonna loot my body too.
Moving around.
At least there's gold.
You move around.
They loot you.
You find that go here, go there, you go in different directions. You keep moving as you can, but
Marking the trees as I go.
You mark trees, and when you come back, you eventually find a marked tree, and you keep moving in a different. Turn right, and you find the same marked tree, and you turn left, and you find the same marked tree, and no matter what direction you go to, you end up back in this central location. It's like no matter where you walk to, where you run through, it all leads to the same point.
I'll go look for the tallest tree that I can find, and I'm gonna climb it.
Make an athletics check.
Can it be acrobatics?
How do you acrobatically climb a tree?
Parkour my way up.
With a flourish.
Parkour requires another tree next to it. If you're looking for the biggest tree there is, it's about several meters away from the next tree, which is beyond parkour range.
So I'll take a handpin rope. I'm gonna tie a python on top of it, then I'm gonna throw it to lasso it, then I'm gonna climb that rope.
Make an athletics check.
God damn it!
We have advantage for the rope.
Thank you, because I got an 8. Oh, I got a lower roll. I hate not being athletic. Ow!
You land in the soft
I
bed of
hate this.
snow.
Can I keep trying?
Make an athletics roll.
We're gonna be
I'm just
here
gonna
on.
tie my. I'm gonna tie my horse so it doesn't run off. Do I still have advantage?
Sure.
Thank you. I got a 19. So I just tried twice. I don't embarrass myself twice.
You're on the top of a tree.
Do I say?
Move to the edge of the branch. Move the leaves out of the way. You see a whole lot of snow and wind, obscuring any form of vision.
Yeah.
I hate this so much. I'm gonna make camp.
Okay. Make a survival check. Look at all these things you're not good at.
10. I got it. This is what, like, I told you, Tanya's like amazing at what she's good at, but she's like complete shit in the rest of
so-
her skill.
So here's what
Zero.
So
Zero.
Tanya, you're
20,
lucky your
dirty
siblings
20.
don't see this. Oh, dirty 20. I
Mhm.
thought you got 10. Okay.
Dirty 20. No, dirty 20.
You get a few.
No one's gonna know
leave.
about this.
Start a fire. What do? You have a fire going.
I'm just gonna chill there. I'm gonna wait it out. Keep myself warm.
I'm gonna wait it out.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck all of you. I'm gonna stay here.
I'm gonna.
Just gonna keep myself warm.
How long is she lost? 10 minutes, 30 minutes?
You're not entirely sure how long she's been missing.
Is
Singing
it
to myself.
something noticeable? It would have been
Mm,
when we were traveling. Oh, we're just done, yeah. or
yeah,
something.
because here's the thing. In about 10 minutes, you guys reach your destination, and Tanya isn't there.
Oh, fuck. Maege, do you want me to locate Tanya?
Use the sending stone.
I mean,
I'm going to try to use the stone.
It's working, but there's no response.
I'm gonna
Got it.
cast
Not
locate
alive.
creature.
Oh, he called Tanya a creature.
Bitch. He's locating my horse.
No,
maybe
you're the
it's-
creature.
Okay, fuck.
Pwede na. Can be there, right? Maybe.
Yeah, creatures.
He
count.
just called you a creature. You can let him get away with that.
Thank you, brother.
It is within
Such
a
a great
1,000
brother,
feet, however.
brother.
It is.
Yeah,
so
there's
you have
no
to,
locate person, by the way.
So you have to find a. You have to go to her because within 1,000 feet you don't sense anything. You have to scout. That rage just follows you.
How? Oh yeah. I'm just gonna tell Maege. Maege, I'll try to backtrack a bit since it's just 10 minutes anyway.
Alright.
Wait. How can I? Is there a way I can contact you if ever?
Baroness.
Ada has sending.
Uh-huh.
Can I cast? Can I use lending?
You
Yeah, because
can,
it's
but in the middle of all of this, in the middle of everything that's happening at the moment, I will tell all of you that Yara goes up to you. Oh, sorry. Galias goes up to you, all of you, as you're discussing what to do. Baroness
Mm-hmm. Speak,
Mhm.
Lord Gallius.
points forward. First thing that you notice is Kiara, a speechless Kiara looking up. And as you look towards the same direction, you see this huge dome of reds and greens and violets of disorienting colors that are mixing in like a lava lamp. And this huge dome surrounds the area.
Oh.
I would like to confirm that I am not staring at an illusion.
uh
Or at
You
least
are
that I am
you
not
are
the
in
only one.
yes, we can see it also.
Now, I'm going to look at Christian and go, take Ida with you. She has the ability to send as well. Uh, if you ever need to be in contact with me, go ahead. I shall stay with the party.
Can you ask Kiara if it is safe for us to leave you all here?
I'll be fine. Don't worry. The important thing is, oh, I'm looking at the DM's face. That fucking face. The moment I said I'll be fine, he just smiles. He goes, "Really?
Scott's really.
Are you sure about that? Are
Are
you
you sure
sure
about
about
that?"
that?
This is like John Cena the meme. Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
Find
Okay.
Luna for now. Come back as fast as you can.
Okay, I
I'll try
will.
not to die until I'll try not to die until the three of you come back.
Okay?
It's an ad use of word, sister, but yeah, I'll
The
try
two
to
of
die.
you make your way out back into the harsh
Actually,
cold.
back into
Um, Tanya, your entire time around the
Mhm.
fire. Sound of crackling fire, the warmth that it gives, and then someone approaches you in a white dress. Hello. Young girl, pure white dress, with this sort of snow white hair, silver and white, just kind of braided to the back into a ponytail. Sits down in front of you.
I
Pale
highly doubt
skin.
you're human. Not in this weather.
I'm not.
Good to get that out of the way.
Fucking
Okay.
good to get that out of the way.
You want company? Kind of stuck here. I'm assuming this is not your doing. Although I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Spellcasters.
No. I just live here. People don't come here very often.
Hmm. We can keep each other company then.
Oh, you don't want to leave?
I do want to leave. It's just that it is quite the storm. Can you leave me out?
I'm sorry. It's a nice breezy winter. No snowstorm.
So it was your doing.
No. I didn't know you were here. I like the cold. I didn't know anyone else was around.
That's fair. This is all on me, actually. So
Oh, right.
you
The
want
way out.
to?
He stands up.
Mhm.
Please follow me.
What's your name?
I don't think I have one. If there's no one around, you don't really need a name.
Do you want one?
Do I need one?
I mean, it's kind of weird to call you Hey on the way back. I have several if you want one.
Senna. That name is familiar to me. Or at least
Senna.
I think it is. Probably. That'll do.
Senna it is. Luna.
Luna. Her hands are pale, almost as pale as the snow, and cold to the touch, even by your standards. Please follow me. You see that as she walks down from the snow. Oh, Tanya's gone. Well, you guys lost your sister.
She's back.
Oh, it's okay. It's cool. I mean, come on.
You guys have lost your sister
Back
officially.
from the
Come on,
dead.
Ada. Let's go back. She's a lost cause.
My
There
internet
she
is
is.
acting up.
Yeah.
Tanya's dead, so you're gonna have to roll a new bastard. Anyway,
You bastard.
Tanya. I think she's gone again.
I mean, it's a lost cause anyway, Ida.
Okay, there she is.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Tanya. Just kind of looks at you and says,
Hmm?
"Please follow me." As she walks on the snow, she leaves no tracks or footprints, as if she weighed nothing. She barely makes a sound as she steps in the snow.
So you said you live here. For how
Mhm.
long?
Long enough that I forgot how to measure time.
You're not lonely?
I don't remember a time where there was anyone with me here. I don't really know if I'd be lonely. I mean, I can turn into what I want. It's a beach. You have never felt such warmth.
Oh my god. Going to
Now it's a more temperate kind of spring weather.
That
And then
is
she brings it back
pretty-
to a more moderate winter, a less harsh winter. A more comfortable cold.
Thank you.
Keeps walking forward.
Do you know what you are?
Not really. Do you know what I am?
Well, I see you as a little girl.
Is that bad?
Not really. Maybe it's a quirk of yours. I mean, I'm pretty good at climbing trees apparently, and you're pretty good at changing everything around us. Spellcasters can be very odd. I don't really understand them that much.
Something
But
just
hey, as long as you're not doing anything wrong, then
I did kill some people.
bandits?
Points to the corpses. They were hunting for sport, I think is what they called it. Every
Hunting
time
what?
things that they don't eat. Trophies. There were those that tried to destroy the lake. Every time something attacks the forest, I have a compulsion to do something bad to them. I don't really understand. I've gotten used to it.
Maybe you're a protector of this place.
I don't know. He just
Do
gestures
you
you
mind
to
if I
a
visit?
gestures you to a huge white oak tree. Puts her hand on it, and the tree opens up. I think they should bring you back.
Thanks. Is there a way for me to get back here? Well, I don't exactly want to get lost again, but
So I'm sorry.
might want to hang out?
I don't really know how you got here.
Where is here?
I'm not sure. It's the spirit of the nature around you, I guess. That's what it feels like to me. I don't know why I know that, but I do. This is the spirit of the land.
Well, not that bad of a place. I'm gonna take out a gold coin from the body that I looted. I'm gonna flick it towards her.
Actually, no. She has no idea what you're doing, so just punk.
Catch. Oh, sorry. I was actually expecting you would
Hmm.
catch it, but I'm sorry.
She uses her mat. She kind of floats it into her hand. This is shiny.
Keep it. I mean, I do owe you. So,
If you say so. Thank you. Come.
bye.
Ow.
Yeah, it's not for consumption. It's a very pretty thing. Unless you don't use it for currency, it's just gold.
Bye.
Hi.
This is a tree. You walk in as the tree
With my
closes.
horse.
You are in the darkness, and soon enough, you awaken to find Ida and Tristan shaking you awake. Or what? You guys tell me what you would do when you find Tanya unconscious in the snow.
Draw.
Where's the horse?
Tied to a
where
tree.
is she? I'm just gonna put her on the horse.
Is this
Gonna
when I
carry
fell
her.
off a tree?
I'm going to shake her, and
Okay.
if she's still not awake, I'm going to slap her.
I'm gonna wake up in the shaking.
No, you haven't arrived back when the shaking. So here's what happens: that if Ida slaps you, that's the moment your eyes open. You see Ida.
Ow! God, that was
Hey,
uncalled for.
Ida.
Oh,
She's alive!
We don't kink shame. Slapping is okay.
not if it's not my
Ayo.
kink.
Yeah.
What if
Not
it's
kink
hers?
shame.
Oh,
We're
that's
worried.
me. It sounds so.
I mean,
got consumed.
did you know that's just 10 minutes from where we should go? You've been lost.
I've been lost for several hours. Felt like several hours. Lost in a snowstorm. Then I got into some weird place. Then I saw this girl. Then I
Oh.
got transported into a white oak. Don't ask me to explain. Ada's supposed to know about this, not me.
You want to see some weird shit?
I just saw
What?
something weird, but what are you talking about? Hopefully not
Um,
literally.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. It's like a rainbow shaped into something.
Are you on Dragon Dust?
No. Let's go.
Okay.
And let's hope Mage and the others
Ida, Arcana roll,
hasn't been in
please.
danger.
Okay.
I'm gonna put some snow on my cheek just to ease in the redness.
I got the 23.
Arcana. Alright, you have maximum Arcana.
I
I'm
think
smart, yo.
That's just
I'm
scary.
dumb, yo.
Honestly,
I mean-
you guys, if you roll under a 10 on the stats that you guys are supposed to be good at, it's on you.
Hey, just because I don't have proficiency in survival and I have very low wisdom.
Whoa,
Yeah, again, I said stats you're good at. I said stats you're good
That's
at
fair.
because your bonuses should
Oh,
be
yeah.
a plus 10 by now.
Mhm.
Ida,
Yeah, that's 10.
whatever Tanya's babbling
11.
on about, you recall that around some schools of magic or some literal schools that teach magic, there is talk of a very special domain that is held with the spirits of nature itself. That means the wildlife, the trees. It is thought that druids draw their power from this realm, a realm that represents nature and wildlife itself. This is not, it's not offended or it doesn't get affected if you start killing animals, but the needless killing of animals, for example, like trophy hunting, is normally something that draws the ire of the protector of that realm. You are not sure if that girl that Tanya's talking about is this protector, but you have some form of confidence, given that you mentioned white oak, and that is normally the channeling of the power of the realm, that she was gone there somehow. In order to enter that realm, there has to be a significant amount of arcane disturbance in the air that would lead someone to go there. There has to be some form of there has to be something wrong with the arcane weave in the world in order for someone to accidentally go there and not intend to. That's not a realm that is meant to be accessible.
Someone's disturbing the nature here. So you got there. By chance.
Nature and magic.
Well, she did say that there are some people trophy hunting. Is that
That's not enough to.
disturbance?
I don't think that's enough for you to go there. It might be worse.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about these dogs of magic, so I'll trust you on that. Stop her.
Or
Hey,
maybe
were you
you-
wearing a ring?
oh. Or
Yeah,
maybe we
she
can
had-
talk to Alden about this.
Guys, her 5 fingers each have rings attached to them.
Ooh.
Ida.
What?
Each of her
Oh.
fingers has a ring attached to it.
We can see like red box on my face, just the rings. Hurt. It's gonna bruise. But yeah, should we go back to Maege? I'm hoping she's fine.
You,
Thanks, guys.
Ida,
But-
on your way back, by the way, you recall that large dome-like structure. That's a heavy arcane disturbance. That's a very heavy arcane disturbance. You're not 100% sure that they link, but given your knowledge that this realm on accident would only be accidentally accessed by mortals of the plane through heavy disturbances, and the fact that that giant thing in the center of the forest is a heavy disturbance, you sort of piece together that maybe they are linked, but you're not sure. It's a theory at best.
Fantasy global warming.
No, fantasy
Everything
tree.
is a metaphor.
No, it's fantasy pita.
Fantasy pita.
So, what do you do? Or as you go forward, do you talk about anything else?
Maybe we can spell the magic on that rainbow glowing thing up in the sky?
Do I see it now?
Nope.
The rainbow glowing thing?
Not yet.
Yeah. Still think everyone's tripping. Well, technically I was tripping earlier, so.
Eventually,
I don't want to talk about it.
as you travel
Yeah, that's
forward,
why like I was also tripping, so I'm expecting everyone else that's tripping. We all
eventually though,
tripping.
as you travel forward, you kind of judge Ida for what she's saying. It's like, what rainbow thing? You're on Dragon.
Well, shit.
The lights are kind of pulsating. Kiara goes up to all of you, gathered around with Drogas, Giliaths, and everyone else. Well, good news is we don't have to extend our time searching. This is likely the source of all our problems. Bad news is it's not as simple as dispelling it. I have just tried.
What is it?
I'm not aware, but I had sent one of my escorts through. He had come back.
Oh, he
It's a border.
has an escort.
The two guys in robes with
Oh,
the map.
okay.
He had come back. Apparently, it's a border. It's inside is the rest of the forest. There doesn't seem to be any changes from the inside. But he did not make it to the center, of course. Just went in to see and went out. I have no idea what to tell you. This thing I am not a woman who is baffled by the arcane very often. And this baffles me.
Well, I'm just going to kind of look at Kiara and at Galius. What are we going to do?
We went here to find answers. Perhaps an expedition is in order. Let's get our answers.
In there?
If you're up for it. Of course, now that we know what's causing all of this, or most of this, might also be beneficial that we return home to get a full night's rest before we start going through this.
That would be best.
Does it look like a portal?
No, Kiara explained it's a border, meaning you can actually go inside, and it's still the forest.
Oh,
It's the forest. Think of it like this is the forest. It's sort of obstructing your view of the forest, but the moment you walk in, you still see the forest that you're supposed to see. It doesn't look like anything's changed, which is why
Yeah.
Kiara is baffled. He doesn't know what the hell it is. You can even stick a hand in, and it feels like the forest. It doesn't feel like anything's changed in the weather, the temperature, the climate. It looks like it's just meant to border something.
okay.
Galius just looks at you and says, I can have some guards make a perimeter here, make camp. Watch for it for any changes. Perhaps it's best we return tomorrow morning when we've had an actual full night's rest. Maybe ignoring the
Agreed.
specters that haunt our homes if that is still the case.
I agree.
Very well. Just look at the guards. All of you stay here. I'll be calling for more to approach and assist you.
Maege just kind of crumbles going back to her carriage. I didn't sign up for this. All I wanted to do was read books. The handsome man. The rest of my days, taking care of kids. Weird shit.
Mage ran
Take
to the
care of
carriage.
kids. Yeah.
Ida, you were going to say something? Okay. The rest of you gather back in your carriage and make your way back to Castle Windwake. So, the alternative, of course, is to stay here and have a long rest guarding the place. Your choice.
I'll have to pass on that, Captain. I'm sure you'll understand. Yeah, let's not camp by the giant, weird, arcane
Or
anomaly in the middle of nowhere.
okay.
I hope you excuse my sissiness, DM, but that'll be a no from me.
Okay. You guys travel back. Moving forward, you head back to Castle Windwake. Do you talk about anything? Tanya, they have elected to stay here and to go home and visit it in the morning when you have had a full rest.
Smart.
For now, Galius is sending his men to guard the border to make sure that nothing happens. So, do you guys talk about anything on the way back to Castle Windwake?
Anya, what happened to you?
I was perfectly fine. I just wandered off,
Made a
and
friend.
I got transported into some place, and I made a friend, which Ada thinks is like the goddess that druids worship. I'm not entirely sure. Nothing embarrassing happened. Everything was perfectly normal. I just got transported into a place,
Deception check.
went and gone.
Mage insight. Mage roll insight.
God, mother of God. I'm taking minimum,
Which is?
which is 27.
You have a 17 to deception?
It's,
I'm a changeling.
can you see that?
20. Ooh, not enough.
I don't know.
Her minimum because of her expertise is 27. Yeah, nothing embarrassing happened. She seems to have
Told
been
you,
able to handle
good
herself
with
with
everything.
dignity and grace.
I didn't fall off a tree. I didn't get lost. I didn't think that I was gonna die. I didn't... Everything
read
was
thoughts.
fine.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Read thoughts.
That is an option.
No, I'm not going to do that. No.
Okay.
Everything is fine. I just went unconscious and got transported to someplace else, and then Tristan found me. But I
That
did
sounds
make a
oddly
friend.
suspicious. That sounds oddly suspicious.
And Ada just slapped her in the face.
Yep. See that? It's gonna bruise tomorrow, Ada.
I'm sorry.
Bruising.
I got worried. I thought
Well,
you're
then
dead.
again, if you did meet with druidic divinity, but you can't seem to remember or explain what you saw, and I'll just slowly start to remove my glove. Well, there are ways.
No. There's nothing wrong. It's just that I went off. Everything. There was a snowstorm. The sending stone wouldn't work. So I just stayed there to wait it out. And then the girl approached me. And then.
You didn't do anything
Yeah.
that disrespects nature or
No.
and
If
things
burning wood
around there.
chips. I just burned a few dried wood to keep the fire going. She didn't kill me because of it. I assure you, if it did something that violates nature, she probably would have killed me.
So, Tristan, Ida, do we believe that?
Oh, I believe it. I saw her passed out.
For several
Yeah, he
minutes.
saw me passed
Yeah.
out.
I do have an idea. Should we call Alden? I mean, he knows druid stuff. Maybe he can help us with this problem. It makes
Pick one
sense, right?
man, Ada.
No,
Stick with one man, Ada.
no, I mean,
Hedge your bets.
Hedge your bets.
I mean,
Long short.
seriously, guys,
Mm.
I don't know druid magic. I don't.
Sure.
Yeah, collect then
So-
select. It's okay. Collect and select.
Collect and
select.
sell.
We won't judge you.
Oh my
Don't king shame. We don't king shame. It's okay.
We don't kink
Mhm.
shame.
Guys,
It's okay
This is
to
the
collect and
Bachelorette.
select.
I'm being realistic here. We have
Very
to call
well.
the Alden.
Yeah, collect and select. Okay.
Very well then, Luna. Wink, wink. We'll go with that. I suppose we can look into that at a later date.
I'm just gonna ride on my horse. I'm gonna move forward.
That certainly needs context. All right.
Ride on that horse.
Right on that horse.
I hate
Um,
all of you.
So, eventually, you will make it back to Castle Windwake, where Galia sees you all off and says, "Well, our circle is at your disposal to return to your various homes. I suppose we can gather here in the morning around a more reasonable time, perhaps just before sunrise, so everyone can get a full rest."
Fair enough. Works for me. We will be seeing you briefly then, Lord Gallius. I presume that my sister Ada will be seeing you briefs.
I'm sorry.
Thing?
One more
The
thing.
Baronet.
The
Mage.
servant girl had mentioned that one of you may have left something. You there? Yes, my lord. Didn't you mention that something with the Giliath symbol was left here? Ah, yes, my lord. And it runs back and then pulls out Ida's handkerchief. I believe one of you may have dropped this. We had it washed for you. No worries.
That's mine, actually.
Please. He hands it back to you.
Thank you.
Please,
No problem.
no littering in our castle.
Oh! Take this back home with you.
Just look
Naman.
as he hands it
Sir,
back.
bakit?
As he hands it back, he
Oh.
gives it to Ida, and he tells you, "No problem. We had it washed for you. Do be careful with your things next time. You never know when you might lose something valuable."
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
As for Baroness and your family and Assassin, safe. Feel free to use the circle. We'll see you in the morning. Just kind of, as he leaves, he bows to you. As he leaves, he calls some guards. Guards, I need you to go to this location. I need a perimeter around this. Whatever, you will know when you see it. Some guards already there. Make sure no one gets there, no one disturbs it. They all nod and they leave. Several
Is this
guards.
the same
who are
guard that was betting earlier?
Yes.
I'm going to look at the guy that just lost. The two of them. I'm just gonna.
The guy that won just kind of, and then the other guy punches his helmet. And they start leaving.
Good. I'm gonna follow Maege after that. Causing trouble. No, it's fun.
Chaotic evil.
Petty bitch.
Chaotic neutral.
So, you guys have use of the circle. Kiara goes first, takes her two attendants, looks at you and says, "Well, it has certainly been a lovely early morning." Checks her watch. Oh. She points out to you that it's only 11 a.m. Well, if nothing else, I shall go get myself some sleep.
Yeah.
They go to the circle.
Likewise. Farewell, Kiara.
Farewell. See you in the morning. You guys can go there, and I believe Ida has teleportation circle, so you can activate that portal for yourself.
Yep.
As you activate the portal, you are back in Dragonsgrave. What would you like to do?
Get some sleep. Maybe put on some moisturizer from being out in the fucking cold that long.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and before I go to sleep, I'm going to cast Dream to Gary.
I'm sorry,
Wow.
you're casting Dream on him?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Spell magic. Just
The spell shapes a
Look
creature's
in-
dreams.
locate.
Choose a creature you know as a target of the spell. The target must be in the same plane of existence. Can't be targeted. You or a willing creature you touch. You or a willing creature you touch enters a trance state, acting as a messenger. While the trance. If the target is asleep, the messenger. It says touch.
Oh,
Oh,
you can go back to
And
the.
deliver message no more than 10 words.
what the frick?
It says touch.
Send your familiar.
It says touch, and it also says that if you fail. Oh no!
Mhm.
Oh no! That's only if it's terrifying. Never mind. That's meant to hurt someone. Give me a second. You or a willing creature you touch enters a trance state, acting as a. Oh no! The messenger is it? Okay. You can have a messenger, but this one is not touch. Okay, never mind. Alright, you're casting
Nice.
Dream. If the target is asleep, the messenger appears in the target's dream. Who's the messenger? It can be you.
It can be.
I will say this
Um.
because I'm worried where
yeah.
this is going. In a
Yeah.
time, I'm worried where this is going for a reason that I will tell you only because you have enough insight for this, I believe. Last I checked your character sheet.
Okay.
You're about to cast an illusory magic on a guy whose castle has been plagued with illusion magics at a time when three
Oh.
of you barons are having problems with illusions and enchantments being placed on your castles against your will.
Worth it.
That is what you are about to do.
Worth it.
Infer from that what I am saying. Whatever you will infer from that is up to you. But that is what I'm telling you.
Imagine you start a civil war because of flirting
No,
with him.
I mean,
When
I
you
would
try
give
to
him a
flirt, it causes
simple,
civil
lang
war.
simple scenario lang. Remember the time that Ida found a parang crystal lake inside that cavern?
Yeah.
Yeah, yun lang ipapakita niya. Pero yung messenger, it was tiny Ida.
Child Ida?
Child Ida. Looking
That's
at
weird.
You or a
We don't
willing
kink shame. We don't
The
kink
messenger-
shame.
Sorry.
you
Don't king shame.
or a willing creature. So it has to be you or someone else.
Ah.
If she thinks
Aw.
Can be a cat.
Julita is kink.
I don't know. Yun sana ipapakita ko during that dream state. But if not, I won't cast it. Na lang.
Look at Ida.
You
Risking
can
civil war.
Risking civil war for
you can
flirting
show it, but
is-
it's the messenger. Your messenger
No
has
price
to
too
take a
high
specific
for that.
form. Either you
No
or
price
a
too
creature
high
you
for
touch.
Galia's public penis.
Either you or a creature you touch. That is the messenger.
The creature I touch.
The creature of your choice.
Lord Bane.
Hello, Gallius. I am in your
come
dream.
to show you.
Can you see this
I have-
lake? I am wet
It's
now.
very beautiful.
I'd like to archive
Isn't
you.
it romantic?
If I have a pet, if only I made a homunculus, I could have. I don't.
On the
Up to you, but it has to be you or a creature you touch. To become the messenger that he will see in his dream.
Creature you touch.
Creature though.
I mean, a human
I
can
don't
be a
have a pet.
creature.
I don't have a pet. Does someone have a pet? Or a pig? Oh wait, we have
We
pigs.
have winter
You
boars.
you are not wasting a winter boar.
It
Or
can
you're
be
flirting.
a bird. It can be
Oh.
a cat.
Oh,
It
yeah.
can be anything you want it to be.
What? I mean, maybe he's into birds.
Or maybe.
That means
Maybe a raven.
Plot
Red
twist,
dog.
he's gay.
Or yeah. A raven.
wouldn't that be so?
Pussycats or birds?
Do we have birds?
This is going on in a weird way, and I fucking knew it.
You can have a
I
raven.
fucking
You can
knew it.
catch a raven. Sure.
Okay. I'm going to pat the raven and catch the
Messenger. The messenger can shape the dream landscape. The messenger can emerge from the trance at any time. The target recalls the dream perfect. Okay, it needs to be an intelligent creature, or it needs to be a creature that knows what to do. Because the messenger is the one that shapes the dream, so it would likely have to be you. Dream is not a concentration. I will allow you to polymorph yourself before you use yourself as a messenger.
Oh, right. Okay.
But
I'm going to
polymorph only lasts for 1 hour.
myself as a white fish.
You're not going to be able to breathe.
In your
Alright. In my
Must we do this? Must we really do this?
T-Rex. You can be a T-Rex as
This is like
polymorph.
just like
or a
Remember
frog.
In
that-
mammoth.
Remember that if you polymorph, you retain the creature's intelligence score, which is what
Or
you
a
need
or
to
a
create
or-
the dream sequence.
or a white Raven.
A direwolf. You can be a direwolf.
When you polymorph, you retain the creature's intelligence score, which is what you need to shape the dream into what you want it to be.
Hmm.
Can you not polymorph into a tinier you?
You can.
Oh, polymorph. That's true polymorph.
No,
Polymorph is beast.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Polymorph is only beast.
That's why.
Nah, it's too risky. But oh.
Okay. Maybe prepare for it in the next few days before you do something.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
casting an illusion on a kingdom that's on a barony that's
Being
already
attacked
on.
by an illusion.
Yeah,
By
Actually.
illusion.
yeah. Just saying. Anyone
Housekeeping.
else?
I'm
Yes.
just gonna ask Jonas what happened while we're away. If there anything that
He looks at you and says, "None, Lord Commander. You, the men, myself, were talking about illusions that we saw. Most of
What's
them
that?
we've gathered around, and most of us, as mundane or as significant as it were, all of them pertaining to how we ended up here. Why we became soldiers, why we allied with your father, why we are under the Giliath banner, so on.
How do you feel about it?
It's a good
You need
refresher.
resolve or some.
It's a good refresher for
Me
the
too.
soldiers. All of them feel. I can't say they feel better about the situation at hand, but they feel renewed, definitely. They remembered
Yeah.
why they did this.
We are finally being active, doing something about it.
Some
Um,
of the soldiers, Lord Commander, had a theory. Therefore, all these illusions that happened have not brought back anything that we
already know.
did not enjoy, remembering
Hmm.
in some capacity. Even if they were painful memories, perhaps some of them would have preferred to forget and relive such painful memories, but nevertheless, they were good memories. Or they were missed memories. Some of them had a theory that this was some sort of message being sent. But obviously none of us are proficient enough with the arcane to be able to decipher anything of that sort.
Yeah. That is a really good theory. Just want to think that because Wind Wake is being affected by it also. Darkness Caris domain is also affected. Also, maybe there's some common points between all us three. So if someone is trying to remind us something like this.
Then you're under the assumption, Lord Commander, that only 3 of us are affected?
I'm not sure. Seems. I mean,
perhaps it is worth knowing who else is affected and then finding a common denominator.
Yeah. That's something that I'll be discussing with the Baroness tomorrow.
In any case, most of the soldiers are going about continuing their shifts until the night. Doesn't seem like we've had any other issues about freezing up.
It's good. Take your rest.
Of course. Just bows to you as he leaves. Lucas goes up. Oh, sorry, do you have anything else?
Yeah.
Lucas goes up to you, Tanya. Master?
Yeah.
So the soldiers claimed that they saw memories that they were fond of. Or memories that were sad, happy. Lots of talk around the castle about strange memories happening.
Did you see any of yours?
Yes. Somewhere along the lines. At least along the lines of remembering things of why that remind us of why we're here. In any case, I came to you, Master, to tell you something. There are Oh, it bothers me, if I may speak freely. The three of you, three baronies, are the ones who are investigating.
Mhm.
Are we so sure that the others do not know anything? Or have not felt the same?
Not quite.
Perhaps it is
I
worth
suppose-
looking into.
Yeah. Do you happen to have word in Wisp?
I heard from a network. Sent a few ravens to Azram.
Mm-hmm.
At least the capital doesn't have any problems. They have not been affected. They seem to be completely unaware of whatever it is that you went to Castle Windwake for.
What about the nearby families?
No,
No word?
seemingly unaware. Either they're not talking about it or they really don't know.
And I can relay the information to me.
Perhaps in the morning? The Baroness seems to have gone to sleep.
Perhaps. You should get some rest too. It's been a long night.
I'm still fine. I'll do one more patrol. Excuse me, Master.
Wake me up if something's happening, okay?
Of course. That's
Good night.
flipping through boxes and goes up the wall.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna waddle to.
You all could go to sleep. Get some rest. Kristen has turned into a bunch of bokeh lights.
Mhm.
But you get some sleep, and in the morning you have an expedition to go to in a strange rainbow orb of whatever the hell that is. And that's what we'll pick up next week.
And then the DM drops the ultimate plot twist that we were all high on acid the whole time.
Someone
I
has
told you we were
poisoned you
tripping.
with cocaine.
Yeah.
I
It's
told
a-
you
No
we
one-
were tripping.
It's a bad acid trip.
No one actually wants to kill the Giliaths. They just spiked our drinks the whole time.
Mhm.
There
It's a
is
good
no
way to live.
conspiracy. You have just been perpetually high.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
good shit. That's a good way to live. Good shit.
Arguably, that's
Good.
could be.
We are, just
It's
to
a
be
bad-
clear, because we are still streaming, we do not advocate for the use of drugs
Oh,
here.
Oh my god! I thought we were done.
Good shit.
Good night, everyone, and see you next week.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Bye bye.